Hello everyone, welcome back to Ships Worldwide, our podcast where we talk about video games and other things. How you doing, Adrian?
I'm doing pretty good, how are you?
Good. I'm going to start today off by reading out a tweet that I saw online. This is from at Big Ike Fan 7000, and he says in all capital letters, "Got kicked out of the gym today. To embody Ike, I scream exactly like Voice Clip 24 from Smash 4 every time I lift my 5-kilogram weights. Apparently, I was a public disturbance. Haters." Do you know what Voice Clip 24 is?
No.
That is his up smash. His.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, just they got kicked out. So, big rips to Big Ike Fan 7000.
He was a real one.
He was. Now he can't go to the gym.
Are my Discord notifications sounding on your side?
No, I can't hear them.
Cool. Are we going to address that?
Why?
Because we did not announce that we were doing this remotely.
Oh, right. You might notice that. Well, you might have noticed by the sound that we might sound a bit different, because there is a bit of a difference in the audio. But yes, we are doing this remotely. It basically comes down to the fact that I, being a substitute teacher, going between many schools, some of which may have been confirmed for COVID cases, just until I know it's super safe, boys, we decided to make it a little safer by doing it online.
Are they still in that school?
I am still going there, and they are still there.
Why?
Because some people are too cowardly to follow procedures because they're afraid of the confrontation with parents. You know? So
that's just how it be on this bitch of an earth, I guess.
It's bad. It's really bad because literally we have all these procedures literally in place that almost any other school is following. And then this one, it's like, no, we're too afraid of the parents. So we're just going to let the kids come to school with the bad disease and spread it.
That makes sense.
It's bad. Thankfully, any of the classes I take there are online classes. So what I do is I go there, I lock myself in a room, and I never actually see a kid face to face.
Oh, that's good then. So
yeah.
What are you exactly afraid of?
Well, the fact that then I go into the staff room and there's all the teachers who are in those classes there. Right? And the fact that it's in the building and these, schools and stuff don't have good circulation. Like one day someone made like popcorn and then every single room of the school smelled like popcorn because it went through the entire ventilation system.
Is it a big school?
It's not super big, but it's old. And it's like, yeah, like it was made for a very different time, so things don't work as you'd think.
I gotta put the blanket on the door thing, like you mentioned. So I'll be back in 1 second.
Oh, the sound canceling,
yeah.
Right. Yeah, so for those who don't know, if you want to make it so that you can speak out loud and not have to worry about people listening to you, if you roll a blanket or a towel underneath the door frame, that's the best way to cancel out the sound because most of the sound goes underneath the door frame. Instead of it going, through the walls, as you might think, the best place would be to cover up door frames and any sort of ventilations there. Those are the best.
I have returned.
Yeah, I just explained the logic of the door blanket.
Excellent.
So, that's what I've been doing. A lot of online teaching. I mean, I even did that today. You can't see, but I got a very cool / weird gift from one of the schools I went to.
What was it?
So I went to a school and I got a signed autograph from Nathan Fillion.
Like personally?
Well, one of that's been given to be given out. Not to me, but one that was given to be given out to people.
Huh.
So I went to a school where his brother is the principal, and I got to talking about him, and I got to learn a little bit about the new Suicide Squad movie.
Oh,
Because remember, he's in it.
yeah.
So I'm not going to say anything because I want to make sure things are all good. But yeah,
Are you able to
there's
tell
some,
me off recording?
it's honestly nothing that amazing. It's just
Okay.
that he had a great time recording.
Okay, that's
That was it. It was just that, right? But it was kind of cool because when that happened, we just started talking, me and his brother there, and it was just really cool that it was just straight up like, yeah, I'm just chatting about like a new movie coming out that we don't have much info on, so it was kind of neat.
cool. That's always nice to get like insider knowledge on stuff that the populace doesn't know about.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. No, I'm excited to see that because of that personal connection, for sure.
Cool.
So how about you? What you been up to?
Well, I'm moving soon
Oh yes.
back into town. Might happen before November, so
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
the sooner we get out of here, the more money we get back. So,
Oh, well, yeah. So then that makes sense.
but I'm not sure if I want to I don't know if my new rentee or however you call it. He's not a landlord. He's just the guy who owns the place.
Owner?
Owner, yeah, the owner. I'm not sure if he's going to be like, oh yeah, you can live here for like half a month free, because he wants the damage deposit next month. So, but apparently he's a really chill guy. So,
Well, you'll have to figure that out when that happens,
yeah. So
Cross that bridge when you get to that.
I've already packed a box today full of blankets and towels. So
That's the first step, They say the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a box packed with towels and blankets.
okay.
It's true.
What else? I don't know. Just been working. Had a bit of excitement at work, but that's kind of want to keep that close to the vest.
Okay. Was it something that made you scared, or?
Well, I wouldn't say scared, just kind of.
Surprised?
I didn't get promoted, is all I'm going to say.
Oh, okay. So, see, I thought it involved someone coming in looking like Coochie Man coming to try and take all the.
Okay, you know
the
what?
alcohol.
When we were setting stuff up, I saw your stupid icon, and I had to
Coochie
laugh.
Man
I had to get all the
icon?
laughs out before it happened.
I love Coochie Man. Coochie Man is
You
so
wouldn't-
powerful.
Do you want to explain what Coochie Man is to the people who don't know?
So, okay, I've been obsessed with this one guy on TikTok recently, and all his videos are him with like a filter that makes your chin look absolutely like crimson chin levels of massive, and it's just him appearing and saying Coochie Man, and then Gangster's Paradise starts playing, and he does some superhuman act like levitating, and then and someone's like, how do you do that, Coochie Man? And he's just like, I'm different.
You went on a friggin' tangent last Sunday with that.
It's so funny. Oh, it's like, it's the way that they use, and he uses Gangster's Paradise, but he uses the different parts of it. And so it's like, it'll be like the opening, oh, and then it'll just like, he'll make it hit after he says Coochie Man, like the whole song. And it's just the funniest. Sonic the Hedgehog may have ruined that song for me.
I still wish it was one of the EDs in part 5.
No, because if it was the ED in part 5 and then in Sonic, then it would have absolutely like been memed to death.
I guess.
It's still just on the precipice of memery.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But besides that, just getting ready for that. I went on a long walk in Terwilliger Park
Nice.
on yesterday. It was yesterday.
That's a real nice area of town. I used to go to school there, and like that whole area is just like so, like it is kind of the rich people neighborhoody sort of place, but at the same time, there's not much problem with that because it's just really nice.
Yeah, I want to go back like soon because like
Like,
I only like went on one like the major path around. I didn't like go on any of the the smaller paths. So
it's funny because as you know, with my latest job, not the subbing but the other one, I've had to go downtown, you know, every now and then. And then I just saw a news article today that like most Edmontonians avoid going downtown more than any other like capital city. And it's like, yeah, cuz it's bad downtown here. It's scary. I don't like it.
just because of like the homeless problem or what?
Not even just the homeless, but there's a general hostility down there. You know, like when you walk into a new area in Hollow Knight and you're like, this place is too high level, I'm terrified.
Yeah, like you just know.
Downtown feels like that. It feels like there's gonna be dudes that can just like one shot me there.
Right, I am excited to move back into the town there because
I always thought I was a city person, and then I went downtown here, and I'm like, nah, I'm okay. Small town life is pretty cool.
I feel the same way. I thought I'd like the city life, but I'm kind of like done with it now.
It's just, I feel like if it was a safer city and a city that wasn't so scary, like as soon as the sun goes down, it's like you know that one temple or area in Breath of the Wild that you open up the chest, then all those like guardian eyes lock onto you at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as the sun goes down, it feels like that, right? It feels like all those guardian eyes are on you, and it's like, but instead of like, you know, lasers, it's a homeless guy with a heroin needle running at you.
Well, the place I'm in is pretty new, so I don't really have to worry about that.
Yeah. No, so it's definitely a situation where it's like, yeah, I am greatly appreciating not being in the city and being able to teach online to not go downtown is real nice.
Cool. You want to talk some nerd shit?
That's what I'm here for, my dude.
Just gonna crack open my water.
Oh, I don't have a drink right now because I just had like a whole bunch of iced tea myself. So
what did you eat for dinner?
My dad, because he just retired, decided to make some meatballs.
Some spicy meatballs?
No, sweet meatballs.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, sweet Swedish meatballs to go on some rice.
Sounds delicious right now.
It was quite nice. Well, because apparently they just opened up like a new, like he was telling me about this like new food buying place near us that like is apparently like super big but in a small building. And he's like, you need to go to this Heartful food place. And I'm like, the what? He's like, there's so much food. It's like an M&M and like a bakery and like there's going to be a restaurant. And I'm like, I've never heard of this place. He's like, it's just down the road. And I'm like, I've literally never heard of this place.
Wait, like a new grocery store?
It's not like it's like not a grocery store. It's like closer to an M&M.
Because I talked to one of my friends today, the bald guy who went with us to Avengers.
Yeah.
I met up with him again. He has hair now, but that's besides the point. He said it was a super like a grocery store.
Yeah, it's my dad makes it sound like it's like a grocery store / M&M / restaurant sort of combination, and he says like it's really good food there. So it's like, oh, cool.
Huh.
Always welcome a new actual, you know, like we live in a small town, but there's not a lot of like small town stuff. So I appreciate the not megacorp sort of things in here.
I do like the no frills there though. It does seem like
I wouldn't say No Frills is megacorp though. No Frills definitely feels like, because it's so individually owned, it feels like a small town thing.
Yeah, which I like, and their prices are pretty cheap.
They're quite good.
So I'm glad to be moving near that place again.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, what you been playing?
Well, let's go with you first, because again, there's some stuff you're talking about that I want to talk about too.
Me first.
Yeah.
All right, so playing some Mario. Mario came out.
So, yeah, the Mario collection.
Yes.
I'm holding it in my hand right now.
Well, you have it?
I am physically holding it right now, yes.
When did you get it?
Like, last week?
Oh, I thought you were waiting out for it.
What?
No, not waiting out for it, but like Amazon was doing their Amazon thing and not sending it.
Yeah, it was like 2 days off.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it.
You didn't start playing it right away?
I haven't put it in yet because I've been so busy with other stuff.
Sounds like you're a fake Mario fan.
So here's the thing, though. All 3 of these games, I probably have more hours in than, like, hours I've been asleep in my life. So
I think that's like impossible.
Well, Mario 64, I've played so much that I know everything about it. Okay, actually, well, I'll get to that. Mario Sunshine, I loved and played to death, and even Galaxy. Like, I played these so much. So these are not games that, like, I have a pressing need to go back to at this very moment, but I do want to own this collection for when I do want to play them. But
it's nice. Go ahead.
What I was just gonna say is, Game Explain put up a video that was like 10 secrets you probably don't know about the Mario All-Stars collection, and I was like, come on, I know these games like the back of my hand. I should know all this. There's freaking stuff I didn't know. I saw some stuff in that video and I'm like, oh my god, what? Like, did you know when you are running around as Mario in Mario 64, sometimes butterflies will just appear around you? If you punch one of those butterflies, it can turn into a 1-up.
Really?
Yeah, but it's only butterflies that naturally spawn around Mario when you are running around as him in a grassland area.
Interesting. So, like, outside the castle.
Yeah, well, outside the castle or in some stages like Bob-omb Battlefield or Tiny Huge Island.
Interesting.
Right? Like that's something
I need to watch that video.
Didn't know. Yeah, like I'm going to say half of the stuff in that video is stuff I legitimately didn't know, which actually blew my mind.
Huh.
Because I thought I knew these games like nothing. And it's like, wow.
So right now I 100% in 64. I'm in the middle of Sunshine. I'm saving Galaxy for the grand finale, you know. It's okay. The one I wanted to play the most, so I'm going to like build up to it.
So when you say 100%ing, you got all the stars in Mario 64?
Yes, I have seen Yoshi and the typo. Did you know they fixed the Bowser typo? Or they changed Bowser's dialogue at the end of the game, but they didn't change Yoshi's typo?
Huh. I didn't know that.
Nintendo's weird.
I didn't even know there was typos in the dialogue, probably because I never read that as a kid.
Yeah, Yoshi says it twice.
How dare you? But to be fair, I fully expect Yoshi to have not a good grasp of the English language. You know?
That's fair. 64 frustrated me a lot. In the terms of like the camera, the control of Mario, and the overall, like, in a few levels, I'm like, why is it like this? You know? Like, there's a few.
You have to think about how this game, though, was literally the first 3D game.
But I'm playing this in 2020, right? So I'm going to like look at it in a 2020 vision, right?
Oh, see, that's not how I play games. If a game came out in 1995, I'm going to pretend I'm a kid that's in 1995 playing the game.
Like I understand that. Like I understand like this is a game, this is an old game, but it's not going to make me enjoy it more. You know?
Okay.
So like for example, a stupid wing cap. I hate that thing.
I don't see what's so hard about it. It's like flying with the cape in Mario World.
The momentum is just off. Like
you just go down and
I'm having PTSD. I'm having like, okay, Cool Mountain, when I played that, gave me literal anxiety.
Why?
Because just like what mission was it? I think it was just getting the 100 coins.
Okay, yeah, that one's a little freaky because some of the areas you have to go are pretty with the rickety bridges. You have to be careful.
And then the sand one, which I don't even care to know the name of. Hated that one.
Sandland?
Hate that level.
What?
Like the pillar stuff, like you have to be accurate on those pillars. I'm like,
Just
with the wind
pound
cap,
on 'em.
it's just like ridiculous. And then TikTok clock was a bit frustrating, but it was.
Do you know about the whole thing about the stopping the clock though?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as you know that can help.
At first, I'm like, I went into the level a second time and like stuff was off. I'm like, is it because I'm on the star or is it because I did something? But then I remember talking to Toad saying like the clock is weird. So I went back to see what he was meant, and then I figured it out.
Yeah, well, here's a fun thing. The time that it's pointing to determines the speed of it. So if you miss and go in at 12, it's literally unplayably fast.
But some of the stars are like necessary to like pause it and all that. So I think you'd have to like know that's a thing.
There's only one that you can't get when the clock is paused. So.
But yeah, when I finished 64, I enjoyed it. For some reason, you need to like exit the game when the credits are over.
Yes, because on the N64, once it was done, you had to reset the console.
That's crazy.
Because remember, like this was
they could have fixed it in this collection, you know?
No, because there's literally no hook to go back to the main menu. Like that's not in the game's programming.
Okay.
Like they don't like it doesn't save at any point there, so it's like it would go back and you'd be like before Bowser, so it doesn't it's complicated.
But it isn't before Bowser though when you reset it. The game knows you finished the game.
Oh, huh.
Because when I reset it, like it said I had 120 stars, and if it didn't save, how would I be able to get Yoshi then?
That's true. I'm not sure.
But Sunshine, it's a lot funner than I remember it being. And like these people saying, "Oh, it's a bad game. It's a bad game." It's like, no, it's a really good game.
It's because Mario falls prey to the Zelda cycle, which is exactly why I'm looking on my Twitter and seeing people saying, Breath of the Wild was kind of a trash game. And it's like, what are you talking about? They're like, yeah, it was the most disappointing game I ever played. Once you got past the first hour, dude, that was all my timeline was when that stupid picture of like, name a video game opinion that makes people do this to you. And it's the guy with all the swords around him. And it's like, it's everyone was Breath of the Wild is kind of bad. And I was just like, what are you talking about?
No, but Sunshine, it's like, I was kind of concerned about the FLUDD controls. Like the two buttons being like the you stop and spray and like move and spray. But like, honestly, I've barely used the stop and spray. All I do is I press in the R stick and just go like over the shoulder to do that.
The first person view is the way you're going to want to go. If you're going to do the stop and spray, you want first person.
Yeah.
There's no reason to not do, like the only reason you don't want to do the first person is there's a couple like super advanced moves. Like if you do the stop and spray, you can then press left and right and then you like kind of strafe. And then if you can like have like strafe jumping, but like you never need that.
Mm-hmm. And there's just like a bunch of levels in there that like through the ethos of the internet say like, oh, this is like the worst level in the game or whatever, like the sandbird and like the manta ray level. I'm like, I did those like on my first or second try. Those were like super easy.
A lot of people were babies when they played that. Well, and that's the thing, right? Where I definitely say Mario Sunshine is a game that as you get older, you get better at. Versus like some games that when you were a kid you rocked and then you suck as an adult. I think Sunshine is one that you come back to and you're like, oh yeah, this is way easier.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been playing that. I can't wait to get a Galaxy, man. I like start up the game to look at the main menu just to listen to the music.
It's bad. Do you know why?
Why is it bad?
They removed the ability to choose Mii's as your save
Who
files.
cares? Mii's suck.
And now you can't have a giant HD Peter Griffin head as your save icon?
That's fair. I do like that it forces you to like do the motion controls to be like, yo, you're gonna have to use motion controls for this game. Mm-hmm. But which one are you gonna play first?
I'll probably start with 64, but I probably won't 100% it. I'll probably just play it for a good while, and then I really want to dig into Sunshine because that's my baby.
Is it bad that I want a 100% Sunshine?
You don't want to?
I do.
Oh, that is bad. Okay, no, I'll say this. 100%ing for the shine sprites is good. Don't go for the blue coins. They do nothing.
But you get the costume. I want the costume.
Yeah, but you don't need all of them for that.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
No, you only need... Oh, no, because it comes in 2 parts. If you get a good chunk, you just get the sunglasses, and then I think if you 100% it, you get the sunglasses and the shirt. I
want both.
Well, okay.
I'll look up a guide and I'll do that.
Let me see. I'm actually going to look right now. Sunshine Mario shirt guide. Let's see here. Sunglasses vendor. Let's see here. So he gives you the sunglasses after you've collected a total of 30 shine sprites.
Really? Where do you go to get that?
He's called the sunglasses vendor, and he's on the beach.
Oh, that's the guy.
You just talk to him, and he just tells it to you. And he's like, oh, hey, do you want some sunglasses? And it's like, yes or no. And then you just say yes.
Oh.
Let's see here. I'm just trying to see how much it is to get the shirt. 'Cause I can't actually see. Okay, let's see here. Because I don't think it's 100. I don't remember it being 100%. Okay, so it says you have to defeat Bowser to get the shirt. So you have to beat the game. It says just enough shine sprites. Thank you for not telling me a number, internet. Does it literally just not say?
But yeah, right now I'm on Noki Bay.
Okay. Oh, no. So you just have to get 30, and then if you've beaten the game, he'll also give you the shirt.
Okay. So you don't need blue coins?
No, God, no.
What are the blue coins? There's no completion bonus for that then?
No.
Oh. Well, that's
good. Well, because I don't think there's 30 shines that you can get. Well, no, there might be. But because every 10 blue coins gives you a shine, so it can help you get the shirt really quickly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So, because you can get, every 10 gives you another shine, so then you can get it easier that way.
Cool. I've also been playing Hyrule Warriors some more.
I have as well, quite a bit, in fact.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's been my go-to sit down and play game.
Where are you at?
I mean, I'm still on the first adventure now. Because that thing is the biggest freaking thing in a video game ever.
Dude, that's like nothing. That's absolutely nothing compared to the rest.
Well, no, I actually find the rest to be easier.
Really?
It's the first one specifically. I've beaten a lot of the others and they're fine. It's specifically the first 2 that are based on like Zelda 1. Those ones, for some reason, they feel like they go on forever.
But the other maps, some of the other maps are the same size. Like the Wind Waker ones.
They are, but I feel like there's less back and forth. It's a lot more straight lines. Where with the original one, because you have to play it like Zelda 1. And so it's like... You have to, go different areas and fight the bosses. And, it's like, yeah, I much prefer the other maps. But I'm working through that.
All right. You think you're going to get it? Go ahead.
I was going to say, that said, I did go to the Link's Awakening map just to get Marin right away. Because you can get her in, like, one easy mission. And, boy, she's probably one of my favorite characters to play as.
Really?
I love her. She's just... The long-range bell is so busted. And especially because, like, you can just... if you do her 5 lights and then a heavy, she just brings down the windfish and he just, like, slaps the entire battlefield.
Isn't it crazy she's, like, not real?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
It's just weird. If you think about it.
Well, but, I mean, all of Hyrule Warriors is portal shenanigans, so maybe it was she came from a portal from the dream world.
All right. Anything else on Hyrule Warriors?
Well, who have you been playing as a lot?
Honestly, I haven't played it. I've been playing a lot of Mario, so last time I
fair.
played with one of my friends I'm moving in with, Jacob. What have I been? Who did I play as? Well, I've kind of just been playing as everyone. I play who I need to play as in those maps, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I really, again, my favorite character and weapon combo in that game is Impa and the flame sword spear thing.
The Naginata?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't
that.
love that one. That one to me is I actually like her great sword more, so that's interesting.
Yeah. I like the super she has with it. Just like
that one's
giant
great.
Swords that come.
It just comes in and scoops everyone up. That's a really good one for that, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I still hate playing as Agatha. I only play her when I need to.
Oh yeah, no. Agatha, for me, it's like I cringe whenever I see Agatha, Tingle. I freaking hate playing as Tingle too, and Ruto.
I'd rather play, like, out of those three, I'd rather play Tingle the most.
I don't like Tingle's attacks. They're just so short range.
Too unwieldy?
Well, no, it's just because it's just him as a tiny man swinging his arms.
Like, he's not even fighting. He's just kind of dancing around.
Compare that to the range of, like, Ganondorf with the trident.
Oh, yeah, just Young Link with Fierce Deity is like the most powerful thing in the game.
Oh, he's the best.
And
I love getting him, and then I already got a fairy skill that will automatically restore his magic gauge. So like, holy crap, I'm ready to go.
He was even more powerful in the original, wasn't he? They like nerfed him in this one?
Did they? How so?
I'm not sure. I think I remember that happening. Like he like broke the original game. And they had to like fix him in Legends or whatever.
Oh, I don't remember that. Maybe.
Yeah. But besides that, I haven't been playing too much. Played some of my foreign exchange a bit. Put some hours in that. We'll talk about that later. But besides that, I've been watching the Part 5 dub. And it's really good.
Got that Blu-ray?
Yep.
Enjoying that.
There's a lot of the booklet that comes with it, like usual. It like there's a lot of words. Like it's way more detailed than the previous booklets in the packages. So I'm gonna read through it once I'm done, like watching this half of Part 5. But yeah, like everyone is like voiced awesome. The only person I'm like on is Fugo. Have you heard him?
I think I have. Yeah.
He doesn't exude that like anger, you know, when he gets angry.
Yeah. I see that. I can see that.
But like again, Bucciarati, like Ray Chase, he like nails it. Like all the Execution Squad members, like there are a few that have similar voices to each other. But like I just watched the first episode with Gakio. I think that's how you say it, right?
Yes.
Gakio? Or is it Gaccio?
I think it's Gaccio, yeah.
Gaccio,
it's Italian.
Yeah. He nails it too. Apparently he voices what's his name? From Fire Emblem. Dimitri from Fire Emblem too. Pete told me that. And I can see that very well. But yeah, been watching that, and I've also been reading Purple Haze Feedback, which I'm getting to the end of, and it's insane, and it needs to be adapted. Like it's like there's stuff in that goes back to like Part 2 stuff.
What?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like it like directly references it. And there's like
okay, just say a name.
Like there's no characters. Like there's a character referenced, but the main MacGuffin of parts 1 and 2 is a prominent object in
the mask.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's really
and there's a lot of
interesting.
there's a lot of revelations about Giorno in Purple Haze Feedback.
Huh.
And like how like the Speedwagon Foundation was involved but like I don't know if you want to talk about this in spoilers, but like I don't know, are you gonna
I think I want to kind of read it myself.
Yeah, it's like it's very, very worth it. And it goes into like flashbacks with like Fugo and in general, and the stands, like the enemy stands with the drug team or whatever. They're like incredibly powerful. Like town affecting.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I'd really recommend it.
Nice.
All right, what about you?
Well, the big news is that I got a new TV. This TV, freaking massive. It's huge.
It's 70 inches, right?
70 inches. It's like I saw it in the store and I'm like, that looks pretty big. And then I took it home and I put it on my tabletop that I, usually I had my old TV on, and it takes up the entire thing. And I'm like, oh no, that's really big.
It's 4K, right?
It is 4K, Ultra HD, HDR, all that good stuff. It's a smart TV, and I got it for like $1,000 off.
Welcome to the club.
It was...
Have you done any 4K gaming yet?
I don't have anything that's 4K yet.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I only have a base PS4.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
So for me, part of it was, well, I mean, I guess I'll say this as well. I got the PS5 pre-ordered. So for me, I'm like, then the next step is I need a TV that can actually, show off the actual graphics.
Yeah.
Because my old TV was not 4K. So, but even playing just like regular HD games on this big TV, it's like, holy crap. Like I was playing Yakuza on it, and I was like, I can actually tell what's on the minimap. Like
in terms of quality,
huge.
or like the size of it?
Well, both, right? Because like the quality is super clear, but also just the size of like what used to be green dots are now discernible big shapes on my screen.
Yeah, it's
really nice.
It's a big change when you get that big chungus TV.
It is really big. The sound is also much better, so that's like another really nice thing. So in general, I'm like, this was a good purchase.
Mm-hmm. I feel
even though, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, even though I absolutely had to sneak it into the house because my mom would freak out because she's like, you don't need TV. But literally my dad and I, like, we went out together and we like bought it and carried it out of the Walmart together. And it was like hilarious because like we went to go buy it from the Walmart, and this like super elderly man was like, do you want help with the TV? And we're looking at him and we're like, what can you do? Like he can, like, those old men who can like barely walk?
Yeah.
He was one of those, and we're just like, we'll just carry it out. And he's like, oh, that would be so nice. And so like there we are carrying out this massive TV together, and you just see all these people looking at us, and one guy's like, if you want some help, we can I could take it home for you. And we're like, no.
It's funny. That's funny, dude.
It's funny, but no, this is my TV. But no, so then we snuck it in through the basement and put it in, and oh, it's so good.
See, I feel I don't need a TV that big. I feel like the 55-inch one I have is like perfect size. Because I feel like is there any like color contrast or washed out? Because I feel like the bigger the TV gets, the harder it is to have those like solid colors on the TV.
I don't know. That's not something
I'm more of a tech oriented person, so
I just care about, does it look good? And I think it looks good. I mean, I played around with the settings on it to like make it look as good as I could, and I think it just looks good. That's
fair. Like, it's your TV, so
yeah. And it's also nice because it has it's a smart TV and it has a Roku built in, and there's like a lot of free channels on Roku that just let you stream stuff. So my TV came with the retro anime channel, which is just Netflix for a bajillion like 80s and 90s anime. And it's like, there's ads when you start an episode, but that's it. Like, holy crap. And then I go and I find there's another one called Shout Factory TV. I open up that one, lo and behold, they have the original Kamen Rider subbed on there.
Oh, that's
just
big.
in my TV.
That's weird.
Yeah, like, and multiple seasons of Kamen Rider. And, like, it's there, and it's just, like, they're subbed officially, because Shout Factory is the ones who released the DVDs for Kamen Rider in the West, and you can just stream all the episodes. And, like, yeah, you get an ad at the beginning and an ad at the end, but it's all there.
Huh.
It's kind of rad, you know? It has, my TV is built in Twitch, built in YouTube, built in Crunchyroll, all the good stuff that I use. So it's like, it's... Oh, and it also does the cool thing of if you have multiple, like, sources, you can press a button and it will, like, show them all at once. So, like, if I had my PS4, Switch, and, like, you know, Xbox plugged in, it can show all of them at once.
Okay. Cool.
You know, because it's just, like, it can do multiple at a time. So it's pretty cool. And I got, like I said, these TVs are normally, like, $1,800, and I got it for just $750.
That's pretty good.
Right? Like it literally was just in the back of the Walmart, hidden behind other TVs, and this was like the eighth price tag on it. That was just like they kept slapping new ones on top with less and less price. And it's not old because
I'd be suspicious of that.
I know, right? But at the same time, it's not old because we got it came with a remote, and the remote has a Disney Plus button on it that is written Disney Plus.
Oh, interesting.
So when did Disney Plus come out?
Like November of last year?
Yeah, right? So it's like at most a year old.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, I got a good deal on it. I'm pretty happy.
Huh.
And yeah, I played some more Yakuza Kiwami 2. Which is still amazing, and I need to get through because that Yakuza game keeps approaching closer and closer. I want to play 7. It has gacha.
Really?
Yeah. But the way it works is there's a whole side game where you are managing a club and you roll gacha to get the girls for your club. Now, there's no way to use real money. It's all in-game money, but it's unmistakably gacha because you literally see a shining box and you either get a common, rare, gold, or like 5-star girl, right? And it's like, this is absolutely gacha just in it. And it's like, huh, okay.
Did you hear that, the 7 news?
But the PS5 version?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think, honestly, I probably won't be getting... I at the rate I'm going, I'll just buy the physical PS5 version of 7 once it comes out later on, because it's like... I won't have it. I won't be ready for it. Mm-hmm. I mean, if I do buy the PS4 version, it does say they confirmed that, yeah, the physical disc will upgrade to the PS5 version, but at the same time, it's like... your save data doesn't transfer, so I'll just wait till the PS5 disc comes out for it. Maybe it'll come with some DLC or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I did play some Among Us.
Oh, you're part of
you might have saw my video.
I did. I watched it today.
Yes, I played with a little friend group of content creators on the internet, and we played. Probably for about 3 hours, which is a lot, sesh. You know? It's a decent sesh. Although I will say 40 minutes of that was us trying to get in when the servers absolutely crashed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, badly. And then eventually we got in and we were able to play for a while, so that was good. That game is really good.
It is. And it's like...
It is astonishingly good. Although it really shows how bad you can be at lying.
There's a lot of like tells you can like instantly get from people. Like I was playing yesterday, with Kai and the others there, and like she was the imposter, and I could tell because like someone else mentioned something, and then she laughed first right away, and that was like instantly telling. I'm like, yeah, it's her, and it was. So it's just it's really fun to like. It's cool because like part of the game isn't actually part of the game. It's part of like your social skills, I guess, or you're not.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or just how like it's almost like a game of poker, you know, but voice.
Well, because it's totally based off of like there's a ton of games that are like, you know, Secret Werewolf, and like there are tabletop games built around this concept. Yeah. It's just that, you know, gone digital because of the whole, you know, the COVID stuff. Mm-hmm. So it is really fun. I only played on the first map because we were like, if we get out of here, who knows if we'll get back in. So we only played on the first map, but even then it's there's a lot of depth in one map. There is a lot of strategy, whether you are, you know, you have to think about the game in a almost platinum giga brain sort of way, because you have to be like, what if I just follow this person? But they're going to think I'm, you know, maybe trying to kill them. But what if they want to kill me? But what if I just want to see them do a task? But what if they don't see me do it? And so it's like you have to think so beyond, right?
So like when I watched your video, you played dumb at the beginning there, like you didn't know how to use the vents.
That was me playing dumb at the beginning.
When I started playing it too, I did the same thing. I just played.
I think a lot of people do.
I played dumb a bit, and it was like it got me out of like, because it was so obvious that like I could kill someone right in front of someone, but I managed to accidentally weasel myself out of it by just going along with the lie.
Yeah, eventually with our friend group, I think like 4 or 5 games in, someone said, all right, playing dumb is off the table. You all know how this game works now. That is no longer an excuse. And we're all like, that's fair.
We need to get the Discord on it. Like beat Nino, Gene, like all of them.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd be down for that now that I've played a bit. Yeah. I don't know, I was a bit worried about it. Just something about my anxiety with multiplayer games, but it's like it worked out good. So I'll probably play it a bit more in the future with other people.
Yeah, no, you'll get all the Among Us realistic fan art of the grotesque monster murders.
Yeah, no, I just see cute anime girl versions of them on my timeline. That's just what I see.
I see JoJo ones everywhere.
Of course you do.
Of course I do. I don't seek it out, by the way. I just see it.
Oh,
like
for sure.
Like I just saw. Where's this one? As you were talking about it, I saw something on my Reddit. I'm gonna put it in the Discord.
Well, I will describe it for us. Let me see.
There you go.
Let's see this. It is, it is a Among Us version of Josuke and an Among Us version of Crazy Diamond, and Crazy Diamond is going da 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 da, and yep, that is what that is.
So Fate.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's get it.
So I finished Fate Apocrypha, which was the show, and there is one episode that was done by a guest director that was just Dragon Ball Super Broly. Like, in terms of balls to the walls amazing animation, it is 22 minutes of the most amazing animation I've seen in a long time. And it's not the final episode, but it's the best point of the series. It is like
Fate itself, or just that TV show?
Just that TV show, for sure. The actual show itself I found to be fairly, I don't want to use the word, but it was pretty mid compared to a lot of the other stuff that I've experienced. It just felt like, because it was based off of novels, and like you can tell like they couldn't fit everything in. And so in general, I was like, I came away a little bit like, it felt a bit rushed. It didn't feel like some stuff was deserved. It felt like the conclusion happened super fast. Like, you expected this big, huge final battle, and it's like it barely happened, even though you had that amazing 22-minute episode where it's not the final battle, but it's the most amazing animation ever. Like, this is some holy crap, like Goosebump era, Goosebump type animation, right? So it had its ups and downs, I'll say. Okay. So it was interesting though, but entirely worth it for that one episode with animation that just blows your entire lower half off. It's just like, it's so good. I literally wrote on the thumbnail, how is anime so based? Because it's like, it's so good. I could not believe how good this animation was. And apparently, like, the director for it, I looked at his credits of, like, what he's done, and it's, like, almost every Studio Trigger's final episode. Like, of course, this is the guy, right? This is the guy that when you need things to go ham, you get him, right? So that was worth it there, for at least that alone. But otherwise, there's finishing up the lottery event in Grand Order, meaning the one where you get lottery tickets. You can get a whole bunch of good items for the game that are normally limited in quality or quantity, and you can just grind for them. So there's like 2 days left on that. So I'm like trying to get as much as I can for that, because those are really good. I got extremely lucky and got one of the most powerful servants in the game. You'll know who he is because he's from Fate Zero.
Mm.
Here he is. Put him in the chat.
There he is. Archer.
Gilgamesh.
Isn't his name like Bill?
So yeah, and then I was playing later on, and I learned that like apparently his name was translated from Bilgamesh. So his name could be Bill, and I had a laughing fit because Bilgamesh. But he's really good, and so I was very happy. I got him in, like, I didn't even need to wail for him. I just got him, which is, like, super good, because he's awesome. And I'm pretty happy about that. Any of those, like, OG characters, I'm really happy that I get, so that makes me happy. And that's about it, because now that I'm done Apocrypha,
You're done Fate.
God, no.
Oh.
I am finishing off some of the other stuff, and then I'm moving on to the most morally and ethically dubious of Fate, the Little Girl Magical Girl spin-off, which I've only been told is like absolute degeneracy, and is, a lot of people say, bro, this could get you sent to jail in certain countries.
Oh boy.
Which makes me absolutely terrified. But I've also heard that it has some actually super cool stuff. You just have to get through the little girls kissing each other.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
it's a risk you're willing to take.
I am investing in a lock for my bedroom door. Because I can't explain that shit if someone walks in.
Oh yeah, that'd be bad, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I have a green screen to block my whole monitor. I'm gonna get a lock for my door.
Oh my lord.
And I am going to cover up every camera that is in my room, because this is a situation where I need to watch it for Fate, but I am terrified of someone walking in on me, because I can't explain how I need to watch this, because historical King Arthur is my wife.
All right.
Okay. And that's about it for me, because I've been working. I got big hours on my working right now, so I've been not doing a ton otherwise.
I had big hours.
It's nice to get a decent size check.
Sorry, I'm like scratching the desk. I'm not used to this. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's nice to get a decent sized check, but it's also nice to have time to sleep. So,
I was going to say, I'm like not used to like recording like this, so I'm like scratching my desk and not like realizing that it's like the mic's picking it up really well. So
Gotta be careful, but I will teach you the magic of noise canceling once we hit that stop button, so you'll get a chance to see that.
we'll hit that stop button, and listeners hit that subscriber button.
Oh, dang!
Yeah, there you go.
All right, time to head into the news.
We're diving right in.
Yeah.
It seems like it's harder and harder to like get like news put together.
Well, there was a lot, but there was because there was a number of stuff, but there's also a lot of stuff that I just don't care about, where it's just like, there's stuff, but there's stuff that I'm just like, I don't care about.
I always have
why would we put it in there?
I always have like a tough time being like, should we talk about this? Because it's like a big thing for people, but like, I don't really care about it. Like,
I think if it doesn't super matter to us, we can put it in, say we don't care, and then move on.
that's fair. So we're doing the West and the East thing again.
Yeah, we'll start with the West.
All right, so PlayStation 5 showcase happened a while ago, since it was like 2 days after we recorded last time. Mm-hmm. But we shall talk about the announcements in order. So,
okay.
Final Fantasy 16.
Wowie wow, it's Devil May Cry.
Is it?
It's literally by the combat director of Devil May Cry.
It's going to be epic.
Yep. So, made by the director of Final Fantasy XIV, who saved the game and made that one good. It is an exclusive fantasy. It's not like, steampunk or futury. It is exclusively like ye olde fantasy back to like the Final Fantasy 1 through 5 days. Which we'll see how that goes, because personally I don't like high fantasy too much, but like Final Fantasy's high fantasy is kind of cool, so we'll see. And yeah, the combat is just Devil May Cry. I mean, the fact that shows a character attack, air dash, attack, air dash, attack, air dash like 3 times, that's some mobility. That's a character action game.
The main character looks like Noctis. Future Noctis, like post time skip.
A bit, I can see that a bit. I don't think there's going to be any relation.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just like saying that there's similarities.
That's fair.
What do you think of the logo?
Logo's good. I kind of expect it to have one more thing maybe added to it later. It feels like it's not complete, Just like how the Final Fantasy 15 logo wasn't actually complete, and then you beat the game and you're like, it makes sense now.
Yeah,
so
it's really cool.
I'm excited. I think that looks really fun. Apparently, not only was that all actually like gameplay in engine, but he literally, the guy making this put out a thing saying, that was all in engine because if we showed you something pre-rendered, you keep making jokes on the internet about how it's going to come out in 2035. And I'm like, you know what? I appreciate that. Apparently it's been worked on for like a long time, so it's not super far off.
That's good. Is there a date?
Yep.
Or is it just happening?
Nothing yet. It's just coming soon, but it seems sooner than you'd think.
Okay, cool. I think that like sold me on a PS5 like right away.
Oh yeah. Yep, absolutely. I looked at that and I'm like, there it is. That's the game that I'm waiting for. I mean, that and like Final Fantasy 7 too.
That'll be out that one will be out in 2035.
Maybe. We'll see.
Spider-Man Miles Morales, some more gameplay of that.
Mm-hmm.
You have anything to say about it?
The most important thing is that Spider-Verse costumes are confirmed.
Yes.
So I hope it is both the hoodie version of his suit, but also just like the suit with the shading.
Yeah, that'll probably happen. They like to do fan service stuff like that.
That's all I cared about, and pre-order set.
The feel like the enemies he faces. Like, who do you think those are? Do you think those are like a Spider-Man villain, or do you think that's like a original villain, or like part of it? I was thinking like Tinker, because that's what we were talking about a bit.
I think it's going to be an obscure Spider-Man villain reimagined.
Probably.
Yeah, because they like to do that. I will say, because I never got Spider-Man PS4, I did order the Ultimate Edition of this because I want to have a game on launch for my PS5 that's actually, you know, like a PS5 game.
What about Demon Souls?
And I don't play those games.
What?
I don't like Souls games.
Oh no, Tanner.
I just don't care.
Oh no, not even Bloodborne?
I played it for a bit and I was like, yeah, this is certainly a Souls game.
You're not a gamer.
I don't know. I don't like games that beat me up.
You don't like
women
challenge?
Who beat me up. I like women who beat me up, not games.
That caught me off guard. Hogwarts Legacy.
Ooh. So did you know that if you boot up this game and you know it says make your character and you change their gender, it deletes itself off your hard drive?
I like how they made an effort to say like we're like not involved with J.K. Rowling very much at all.
So there's a big debate about this, whether it like you should buy it because then she'll still get royalties because that's how, you know, it works. But at the same time, there's people like that's not how it works. There's people who are like, well, it doesn't matter because you're still supporting Harry Potter and that's by J.K. Rowling. And there's people saying, who cares? I don't care. I've always wanted to play a Hogwarts game like this. So all I'm going to say is it exists.
I feel like I am maybe mature is not the right word, but like I feel like I can distinguish the author and the fiction, you know?
There's people who say death of the author does not exist, and then there's people who just say, oh my god, Karen, please, I don't care about your dissertation paper, let me just enjoy media. So it's like, I get it, but at the same time, I don't care. Just...
You don't like Harry Potter in the first place.
I mean, I enjoyed it when it was a thing, but I was never a mega fan, you know?
See, I grew up with Harry Potter, so it's like it's hard for me to like completely disregard it, you know?
I've never watched any of the movies past the fourth one, so for me it's just like I watched those ones, I enjoyed them, and then they kept coming out and I'm like, I think I'm good.
The game looks good though. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
I don't know. I have nothing to say about it because I was too busy making J.K. Rowling jokes while the trailer was going on.
Black Ops Cold War.
It certainly is a Call of Duty.
You get to drive an RC car that's as fast as a plane.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
It does. And they just confirmed zombies today, so...
Oh, there you go. Yeah, another aspect of the Cold War. Zombies.
Resident Evil 8 Village.
Yeah, it's Resident Evil with werewolves.
Why do you keep saying it like you don't care? You care about this one. I know you do.
Care about this one. It's cool. It looks really cool. I'm very happy that like we're going for... Well, we're continuing with Ethan, but at the same time we're continuing this idea of, you know, viruses don't have to make you into a zombie. What if it makes you into like a rancid furry? And that's fun.
I mean, like I don't know much about Resident Evil lore since I only started playing when 7 came out. But I'm really interested in seeing how they continue the story that started in 7.
The interesting thing is it looking to take a lot from Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, it really looks like that.
Which is a really good one to take stuff from. So, and it definitely, like, there was stuff in even the Resident Evil 3 remake where you're like, oh yeah, this is straight from Resident Evil 4. So it looks like if this isn't, you know, going to be like the big send up to 4, then we will get that 4 remake later. That's going to be like, you know, that one I'm worried about because there's a lot of weird Japanese humor in 4 and I don't want them to serious it up.
Well, they didn't really mess with anything in 2 remake from what I've read.
2 remake, no. 3 remake, yes. They made that way more serious.
Yeah, see, I didn't play 3 remake, so.
Yeah.
Anything else on Resident Evil?
Not much to say right now.
They didn't really reveal like new revelations. It was just kind of more...
No. It was actually even just a reused trailer from I think an event right before it too.
Okay.
Like it wasn't a new trailer.
Deathloop. Anything to say on that?
When this game was shown off and they showed the enemy designs, I'm like, did they just forget to texture them? Because they looked like they looked like a mistaken texture.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe.
That's the point. It's the art style. It looks fine, and I'm just mad because like it has really cool, stylish cutscenes with like a really cool style, and then it cuts to the most generic looking game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like the cutscenes there are so cool in their animation and unique, and then it cuts to a game that I could squint my eyes and it could be anything, and it's like that kind of sucks.
Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition.
So this is really cool because one, Virgil mode, that's great, but two, just including all this stuff to make the game run better and to make it go higher and just like, yeah,
ray tracing.
Like, that's great. Ray tracing, which is like, it's a thing that, I mean, ray tracing is nice to have, but I'd never make it be a selling feature. But for some people it is. So, well, you're special.
You can see two versions of Dante.
I'm more excited for the fact that there is, it's called Legendary Dark Knight mode, and it's basically Muso mode because they literally crank up the enemy numbers to be the maximum the system can handle.
Jesus.
So every hallway that would have 2 or 3 enemies now has like 40.
That's insane.
It's the best, and it's every time it's added in a special edition, it's the best because it's literally just the mode where it's like go frickin' wild, and it's so fun.
The Virgil's Battle theme came out too.
Yes, I haven't been listening to it too much, but I've seen a lot of people making the memes, and that's all good.
I need to get into this series, man.
Well, they are good games if you just skip 2.
That's what Nino's told me. Nino told me to get 1 and 3 on the Switch and 4 and 5 on the PlayStation.
Yep, that'd probably be your best way to go.
So yeah, I'll do that one day.
I mean, they're short games too, by the way. They're like literally Devil May Cry 1 is like probably about 10 hours.
Okay.
And then 3 is about like 10 hours. And then 4 is about like 10 hours. And 5 is about 12 hours. Yeah, but it's a solid 12 hours.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like they're short games. They're short replayable games.
Oddworld Soulstorm.
I don't care about this series getting mature.
Me neither. I always thought it was like a kiddie game, you know?
It was like Tim Burton, where it was like, it was dark, but not, like, the games are rated E. So it's like, they were dark, but not out there. And now you have them swearing, and it's like, you lose you lose the charm. I'm not a fan of inserting unnecessary swearing.
Mm-hmm.
The best swears are used sparingly.
Mm-hmm.
There is one F-bomb in one of the recent games that we just talked about that is the best F-bomb in all of media.
Devil May Cry?
Yes, it is the best F-bomb in all of media. Because guess what? That's like the only time that is said in the game. And when it hits, it is the best.
FNAF Security Breach. You gonna get this?
I don't get how this series is still exploding when I feel like it's been past its time.
I feel that too, but it's hanging on.
Definitely is.
I
have nothing to say about it.
Me neither. Demon Souls remake, the big one. For me at least.
So it's funny because I watched a speed run of Demon Souls recently, just because whenever I'm grinding in a video game, I like to put on speed runs in the background. And boy, that game has some interesting stuff, but also very anti-Dark Souls stuff. Like the fact that the hub world is like Mario 64 style.
I've never actually played it, so I can't really be like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But like, I'm excited to play it for the first time.
there's some interesting stuff and some stuff that's like, oh yeah, like this is, you can see where they went with this for the Dark Souls series. And then there's stuff you look at it and you're like, oh god, this is so different. I will say the art style is way too bright for what the game originally was. It's a changed art style for it, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's bad, though.
No, it's up to personal opinion.
Mm-hmm. So the PlayStation Plus collection.
This is cool for people who have PlayStation Plus and haven't had a chance to play some of those good games.
Yeah, I didn't list the games that were on it. It's like Uncharted 4, Last Guardian, Persona 5.
It's pretty much all the big first-party Sony games that like came out before, and like a couple third-party, you know, like Persona 5, and there's a couple other ones that are pretty neat.
Persona 5's not third-party.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
It's not made by Sony.
But it's exclusive to PlayStation, which makes it a first-party.
No, that's absolutely not how it works.
No, you're right. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, that's not how it works. But personally, it's like, I looked at that and I'm like, there's nothing there for me that's going to make me jump and buy this for the PS Plus collection. But if, you know, I want to play one of these games or something, or, you know, you give it to me for a future, exchange, then if I have Plus already, then I'm good to go, right? So I do hope they add some more to it over time, though.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. It's like a Xbox Game Pass competitor.
Yeah, so I kind of want there to be the announcement of like, yeah, by the way, there's also going to be like 100 indie games every month or something, right? Or like, you know, there's going to be, because Game Pass gets rid of games every now and then, to say like, okay, we're going to get rid of Persona 5 and we're going to instead put in, you know, Final Fantasy X HD collection or something, right? So it's like, I want there to be them switching out for like equivalently good games.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll see. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good idea.
I know some people were confused because in a Discord I was in, there were some people saying, well, it sucks because the PlayStation backwards compatibility is locked behind the PlayStation Plus. And I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, you can only play a couple of those games. And I'm like, no, this is entirely separate. And I had to explain how, like, you can just put in PS4 discs and play them like it's nothing, right?
Yeah.
So some people on the internet like to pretend things are more confusing than what they are. Like the Spider-Man, you know, remastered edition, how to get that. I feel like people are like, this is the most confusing thing ever. And it's like, it literally takes no amount of time to explain it.
It is a bit complicated.
No, it's exclusive to the Ultimate Edition of Spider-Man Miles Morales. If you don't have that, you can spend $20 to upgrade your base version into the Ultimate Edition, and which gets you it. Done.
Okay.
That's it.
And then finally, or second finally, the prices have been revealed. Pre-orders are already gone by the time we're talking about this, obviously. But
not only are they gone, they've gone back up and are down again.
So the PS5 with the disc tray is $499 US, which is $650 Canadian. And the digital version is $399 US and $550 Canadian.
So, guess what for me?
What?
The PS5 digital was sold out. The PS5
Oh yeah, you tweeted this.
Was sold out. The PS5 base with an extra controller was still up. So, hey, I'm going to need one eventually. That's what I had to get. So it was a bit more expensive even for me.
There you go. I have the disc for one on Amazon, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it. Since
That's fair.
Moving. Need the money.
That's fair, yeah. No, because for me, it's like I put aside that money and I'm like, yep, that is something that I want. And so I got that. So right now on launch, I have PS5 with the extra controller. I'm also getting the official controller like dock that you plug in the controllers with, because I mean I love that. It's like $40, which is like, sure, whatever.
That's pretty expensive for a dock.
What's that?
That's pretty expensive for a dock.
But for a first party dock that will like 100% never fail. Because, like, I have third-party docks, and sometimes those babies just don't charge.
That's fair.
So I'm like, yeah, I'll pay $40 for a nice cradle there, and then Spider-Man on release there. So that is my pickup I'm going to be getting once that day rolls around.
Cool. And then they wrapped it up with the announcement of God of War 2, which is probably going to be called Ragnarok.
Probably, but it could be called something stupid like God of War again.
Why would they call it God of War again? Wait, you mean like,
Because-
it's going to be called God of War again? Like,
No, it's just gonna be called God of War,
no.
right? It's gonna be stupid because I mean they already ruined it by making a new game called God of War and not giving it a subtitle, so it's stupid. I hated that title, by the way.
It's fine. It's like a soft reboot.
No, but it's literally a direct sequel though.
It is, but like you need to know like the context of it. So like by the time you know the context, you don't really care.
I just why don't like Final Fantasy is up to 16. Why is every other game developer a coward?
Well, because like if you see a game say like Call of Duty 14, you're not going to want to buy it because you want to see the other ones. Like if you're a soccer mom in a game store, I don't know, it makes sense to me. Like the knowledge of like seeing like Uncharted 4, why would you get Uncharted 4 if you haven't played the other ones? You're not going to buy that version.
Then get Uncharted the collection and then Uncharted 4.
But that's too much money for some people.
Well then too bad. Get a job.
Well, that's pretty hard nowadays. So
that is you're right.
All right. So what did you think?
Anyways, speaking of buying things that are too expensive.
Oh, we're just skipping. Okay. I was going to ask.
Guess what?
What?
Microsoft bought Skyrim.
Is that the joke you're making?
Yeah.
Gotta turn on the light.
Just Microsoft bought the entire Skyrim from Todd Howard when they bought Bethesda.
So what do you think about this? Gigabrained or?
I think it's hilarious that because of this, Microsoft has more PS5 exclusives in the work than Xbox Series X exclusives.
You're not wrong.
No, because there is like 2 PS5 exclusive games that Bethesda was making, and so it's like, that's it. They made more than there are currently coming out with Microsoft exclusives.
So do you think Bethesda games... Well, they said like they're not going to like steal Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6.
I think it's absolutely going to just be like, yeah,
case
they
by case
bought
basis.
it, but it's... I mean, the fact that I was playing Viva Pinata on the Nintendo DS with the Microsoft logo, it's like,
or even
whatever.
like Ori, on the Switch.
Yeah, or like, yeah,
Cuphead.
Microsoft has been putting stuff on other things. They've out of all the companies, Microsoft is the one to be like, I don't care. I'm going to put a game on your system. I don't care.
Yeah, it's more brand solidification, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
You're building the Xbox brand more.
Yeah, so like they'll work on, exclusive stuff later on and, sometimes, but for the most part, it's just they bought it and they're just going to be business as usual.
Pretty much. So next they're going to be buying Atlas, right?
No.
You know how bad of an idea that'd be?
Well, no, I'll tell you why. Because who owns Atlas right now is Sega, and who owns Sega is the company called Sega Sammy, and Sega Sammy is worth about as much as Microsoft itself.
And then, yeah,
that's not happening. Sega Sammy is like a massive media corporation in Japan. There is no way.
There's no way.
There's actually all those people saying that because there's like the one thing, the rumor going around of Microsoft going to buy Sega because a Sega employee was like crossing their arms in an X on a box. Like, boy, those people need to play games that aren't Sonic because you guys, please, you're going crazy. Like, Yakuza's right there. Just play it.
Okay. Then similar to Xbox there, Doom Eternal's coming to the Game Pass on October 1st. And it's going to come later.
It's a good one.
Later to PC Game Pass. So I'm gonna play that on PC when it comes out and see if it can handle it.
Put in some mods, make it so that Doom guy makes squishy noises every time he punches an enemy, like a squeaky dog toy.
It makes an ooh sound.
Very good. Yes, I'll enjoy that.
Again, this is something I don't care about. Like when it was announced, like I didn't bother even looking at the article. Amazon announced their new cloud gaming console, Luna.
Yeah. So, why are they pursuing the Stadia? Like the Stadia is already dead.
It is.
Like I don't know a single person who played Stadia, or beyond people who did it and then immediately went, "This doesn't work where I live." So why are you pursuing it?
I don't know. Amazon is just these weird companies that are so out of touch.
Every now and then, you also see someone on Twitter be like, "Cloud gaming is the future. Once I own every single game through the cloud, then I'm going to show you gamers." And everyone's like, "You don't exist. You're not real." Like the cloud gaming doesn't work. We're not in a world that works for that. The only place where it works is Japan because their internet is god tier amazing. We're not that. Sometimes I'm watching a YouTube video and it just won't load.
And the controller just looks like a Pro controller, like a Switch Pro controller.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's like $6 a month early access stuff. You can play Sonic Mania Plus on it.
Like, cool for people who want to play their games in the worst way possible.
Yeah, it's like, why would you do this? Why wouldn't you just like... I guess everyone's a case-by-case basis, but at the same time, it's like...
It's better to get a laptop.
Yeah.
Like, it's better to get a laptop and plug it into your TV. Like, for real.
Uh-huh. So, I don't know. Luna's lame. Luna lame.
Yep.
Mass Effect Trilogy could be releasing next year.
So, I love the news article that was video game that has not been announced yet. Potentially delayed. It's like, what? Like, this game has not been announced yet, but everyone's announcing its delays. And it's like, what? Why?
It's probably like one of those worst kept secrets.
It's absolutely the worst kept secret. I was honestly, there was a while where I'm like, so is Mass Effect on PS4 and Xbox? And I was like, oh my god, they haven't made one. This and then the
Andromeda.
Final Fantasy 13 games are the ones that I'm like, how are those not available in an HD collection?
Well, it was because the reason why this trilogy is delayed is apparently because they're having trouble fixing Mass Effect 1.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Those games are flawless and have no problems. They are not glitchy at all.
Says someone who's worked there.
Yes, I know. Because even when my job was finding the bugs, sometimes they didn't fix them.
Yikes.
Yep.
So some Among Us news. So there was the sequel was announced long before it started catching fire. But now that it's popular, they canceled the sequel so they could focus on the original more. So with like a new map, more accessibility features, and like other stuff probably.
I'm of two minds about this because I understand not wanting to make people then, buy Among Us 2 and, double dip for something when they could update the original. But at the same time, the original's code is kind of spaghetti and it can barely function on the internet. So, like, unless they are greatly overhauling Among Us 1 for free, it's like, boy, I would honestly rather pay another $10 for Among Us 2 if it had better internet.
Yeah, but I feel like they even said they were going to dedicate to fix the code and to make it the best it can be before moving on.
Well, let's hope that's the case.
Game Awards 2020 was announced for December 10th as an all-virtual show. How many
So
Dungeons and Dragons ads are we going to get this time?
I was gonna say, how many times is Death Stranding gonna win awards again?
I don't think it's possible.
They will.
How? Like what? In what way?
Best game of the last 2 years. Best adventure of the last 2 years. They'll do it.
Yeah, kind of looking forward to that. Do you think Nintendo will be there at all?
I think they might be. They do some stuff. It's just weird because if I remember last year, wasn't everything seemingly pulled away at the last second, it felt like?
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
So I wonder if maybe this time they'll be like, okay, no, it's okay. Or maybe they're just, that was them going, yeah, we're not doing that at all. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
I like Jeff. I feel confident in his ability.
I just like Jeff dunking on Xbox, so that makes me happy.
So some Disney Plus Marvel stuff news. Sam Jackson's going to star in his own Disney Plus TV show. People are thinking this is like Secret War stuff. Then the WandaVision trailer came out, and it's going to be the first Disney Plus show swapping places with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Did you watch the? Yeah, you watched the trailer, right?
I did. It looks really interesting. Very strange.
I like that they're doing this. That they're like making this weird stuff instead of like sticking to their guns now. I think
for sure.
I think they have to like avoid falling into like second place with DC. Because I feel like what DC is doing is like really going to work, you know. So, I don't know if you recognize the name Tatiana Maslany.
Nope.
She was cast as She-Hulk.
I'm gonna Google her. I'm Googling her.
There you go. She was in Orange is the New Black, I think. Like one of the main characters.
Let's see here. Well, she's not green and super muscular, so already I'm kind of not into this.
I think Pete mentioned like she's not mommy enough. I'm sorry for the call out, Pete, but that's what you said.
No, but I kind of agree. Now it depends. Are we gonna get the good She-Hulk or the bad She-Hulk? Because
what do you mean?
The modern She-Hulk that's been going in the comics recently is literally just the Hulk with boobs, like massive, brainless monster with boobs versus, you know, the slim and fit sort of, you know, lawyer type, which I liked more because I don't know a single person who was like, let's just take this character who's a unique spin and turn them into literally a derivative. So I hope it's the classic She-Hulk and not gonna be a big dumb CGI monster, you know?
I know like next to nothing about She-Hulk, so I can't really comment.
She's a lawyer.
Oh, okay.
What
about Daredevil?
It's gonna be a legal drama.
What about Daredevil?
Well, here's the thing. She-Hulk is always green. Everyone knows she's She-Hulk in the courtroom. She will break you.
That could make for interesting dynamics, I guess.
She will throw the evidence at you and destroy your entire body.
But would you want that to happen?
If she's mommy, yes.
And then last piece of Marvel news, Black Widow got delayed again to May 2021. So that means no Marvel movie this year.
Well,
nature is healing.
That's okay.
And
because honestly, I was marveled out for a bit,
feel
so
like
I am more than okay with that.
That we get a long break. It was timed so perfectly. You'd think Disney was like knew about it. Done.
Yeah.
And then some Walking Dead stuff, since I love Walking Dead and you know need to talk about it. So the Tales of the Walking Dead is going to feature episodes in different mediums, such as animation and music. And it'll feature old characters and brand new ones. So, animation, I like the idea of, because they can get previous actors back by just using their voices. Like, record something and send it off. Instead of having them actually back. And see how, like... Because there have been, like, animated shorts of Walking Dead before. Like, showing, like, how, like, the red machete Rick had got into Rick's hands and all that. Music, I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if that's, like, songs... or it's like a musical episode, which would be really weird, and like I don't think I'd like that.
No, I was thinking more like they'll commission an album with like songs based on characters, like not directly talking about them, but like with the tone of characters.
Interesting, but like I wonder how they like include that in the show.
Like a series of music videos for an episode.
Oh, that's weird. I wonder what other mediums they can like, because Scott Gimple, like whatever you think of him, he said like they've been working on this for a while and they've been challenged by like different kinds of like ways to tell these stories and all that. So,
Adrian,
what?
Adrian,
are we going to talk about the stupid anime stuff you posted yesterday?
Puppets.
No.
Imagine.
No.
Imagine.
I'm like thinking of Potter Puppet Pals now.
Imagine like Elmo, but like
Negan.
As Negan.
I mean, like okay, so I'm really excited for this show, but I'm also nervous that they're just going to completely destroy the brand. Do you know what I mean?
You're worried it's gonna go full Game of Thrones?
No, I'm worried it's going to be like they're going to like change the tone so much that it like ruins like, how do I put it, like I guess like Game of Thrones, that like they completely ruin these characters by like wanting to experiment with them, you know?
What if they do an entire episode in the Telltale engine?
That'd be cool.
Would it?
I think like people have been like speculating like, oh, we could get like a Morales episode because he was like gone for like 7 seasons, right? Like where was he during that? Or like they could do like a Clementine episode where like she's actually in the TV universe and like what is she doing, like, you know? So I'm cautiously optimistic about it.
Okay.
And then the other show, the Carol and Daryl spinoff, it's gonna have a different tone from the main show. So I think it's gonna be a bit more lighthearted because the Carol and Daryl's relationship is kind of like that. They kind of like lighthearted. It's gonna act as a continuation of the characters who survived the final season of the main show. So it's gonna kind of like continue on like the story instead of like when the show is over, but they're still gonna like exist, you know? Mm-hmm. So looking forward to that too. But like I love Walking Dead, but I'm like they're starting like I don't want them to milk it for all it's worth. I'm like I said this previously last time. I'm glad they're ending the main show, so it's like its own thing. So I can like act as these spin-off things don't exist if they turn out bad, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that's what my thoughts are on that. And that's it for the West News.
All right, everyone shut up. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity details.
Impa's playable.
Which I think we all saw coming.
Oh, yeah.
Her design was too unique to not be playable. Her gameplay style looks amazing.
Before that, we should talk about the general gameplay that was shown off. And that I stayed up for a goddamn hour for 50 minutes of gameplay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you're crazy. So the basic gameplay does look to be very much in line with, like, again, kind of like a combination between Persona 5 Scramble as well as a little bit of the Pirate Warriors 4. Everyone does have a launcher, which is amazing because it's just them spawning a Cryonis beneath their feet. So, like, they spawn it and it boom, sends you up to do a combo. Mm-hmm. You do have, like, big aerial combat. Characters have unique character actions, too, on their ZR. So, like, Link can fire his bow. Link can just shield surf whenever.
I love that. I love the camera when he shoots the arrows. It's, like, super cinematic.
Yeah. It's really cool. In general, like, the camera is way more sort of free-flowing. It looks really cool for that.
It just looks, like... It just looks amazing. I don't know what to say. Like
for sure. It definitely looks like it has less enemy count, but each enemy matters more.
Yeah, I like how how do you feel about like the keep bosses being like just giant bokoblins with malice?
I mean, that's Not much different from
it wasn't in,
was in other games.
but in like if we're keeping this strictly in the Breath of the Wild universe, it like those things weren't in the original, right? So
they weren't, but at the same time, it's like because the moblins are now mini bosses, like they are a legitimate threat. So because of that, it's like they had to come up with something above a bokoblin but below a moblin. So they made them bigger. Sometimes they have dark energy around them. I think that's
and they have spears sometimes too, instead of just the sword and shield. So there's the cutscene with Impa and the tower spawning out of the ground, and the little egg guardian who kind of just follows you around.
R2D2.
I'm just scrolling through the footage here. What do you think about the return of the weak point gauges?
Yeah, that's good. That's a good system. It definitely looks like it's improved because you can like pretty much instantly evade and then it pops up and you can do a weak point strike with it. So like that's awesome.
Yeah. Did you watch the Guardian gameplay? Like there was
I didn't watch that one.
So it was like at the very end of the footage, like a Guardian appears and it's the boss. And it does have that like weak point gauge stuff that was in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
So, I like that Link uses the Sheikah Slate because I thought it was only going to be Zelda who's going to use it.
No, so every character has it actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So every character. So they showed that because I watched the Daruk gameplay that came out today. And in it, not only does he also have it, he has all 4 functions with it, meaning his bombs are different from everyone else's bombs. His stasis is different from everyone else's stasis. His cryonis is different and his magnesis is different. So it's like every character has all 4 of those powers and they are all different for each of them, it seems.
So what does that mean for like, does that mean like Zelda made one for each champion, or does that mean like
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. And also Daruk's run is rolling, so that makes me happy.
And there's a little snippet in the footage, like the first footage, where a bokoblin is like attacking a guard. And it's cool because it's like in the first one, like just this typical like grunts just stand there, but it looks like it's going to be a lot more involved.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they're like making
there was also gameplay of Link with a spear with an alternate moveset.
Oh, really?
Yes, that also was in the Daruk trailer. Looks very similar to Impa with the Naginata.
Interesting.
Though I will say a lot shorter range. He definitely doesn't go as crazy with it.
And then they show the gameplay with Link using an ice rod, and it kind of just slows down time. And
well, the rods are drops in battle from enemies that you can use, sort of like the powered up items.
Okay.
Yeah, because they showed you if you battle a Wizro and he drops it, anyone can pick it up and anyone can use it. Because Impa grabbed one too. Speaking
of Impa, what do you think? Like, what do you think for like gameplay wise?
Amazing. Like her gameplay system looks so good for area of effect because she spawns like clones and they all just go out horizontally and do the same attacks. You become a wall of pain.
Yeah, she looks like tons of fun.
She looks like a lot of fun. I'm very excited to play as her.
Interested in seeing how Zelda's going to play because she was in one of the demos, but she did not attack at all, which makes me think like they're hiding something.
I think so too, because we thought it was going to be her with just using the Sheikah Slate, but now it's like, now that we know everyone uses it, it's like, well, now what's going to go on?
Yeah. So I'm interested in why they're keeping that so lowbrow.
Definitely interested in, like, I've been thinking back and I'm like, there's a lot of cool stuff in Breath of the Wild that I want to see expanded upon here. Like, I want the Lord of the Mountain, like, playable.
Oh, that's cool. That'd be cool.
Right? Like, I want a character who can, like, summon the dragons. Like, there's so much that could be really cool that I just want to see.
I think that the shrine and do they have a specific name or they're just called Sheik?
Which ones?
The ones you get the orbs from. What are they called?
Yeah, just the Sheik, just the Sheikah shrines.
Yeah, I assume that's going to be like the visual representation of like the leveling up stuff and like Age of Calamity's version of like Skyward Sword's bizarre. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
And then if you have Breath of the Wild save file, you get the training sword, which is kind of lame, in my opinion.
It's neat. It's neat to start the game with, I'd say.
Yeah, and then never use it again.
Yep.
And then Spearlink. Oh, that's what you mentioned before.
Yep.
I didn't see that.
So, that just came up this morning because there was another Tecmo Koei stream.
I'm seeing it right now. Interesting. I wonder, like, if that's going to be like a completely different thing you select, or you can pick it up.
No, it's like you know how like in Hyrule Warriors, characters with multiple weapons.
Yeah,
it's like that.
There's a lot of weapons though. So I wonder.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, anything else on Age of Calamity?
Not much other than I'm excited.
All right. So what else are you excited for?
Monster Hunter Rise!
So what do you think?
Bruh.
You gonna say anything? I'm giving you the floor.
I know. So this is looking like everything that was awesome from World, but like put back into like classic Monster Hunter gameplay. Because World was very MMO-ish with how it went, and this is like they showed like the HUD in the gameplay, and it's like no, this is classic Monster Hunter, but all the like nice things from World are back. So it's like the best of both worlds. But more importantly than anything else, doggos.
Palamutes.
Palamutes are the best.
And I like how you can like select, you can either have 2 Palicos, 2 Palamutes, or 1 Palico and 1 Palamute.
Yeah, and you always get to take a partner character online, meaning now online is technically 8 versus a monster.
Sweet.
Like, that's really cool. The zip bugs are amazing. So basically, they did a gameplay breakdown. You basically have 2 like zip bugs that are always on you, but as you go around the field, you can collect more. And every zip bug is either an air dash or a super move, because every weapon has a zip bug move that'll be like attaching your dual blades to a zip bug and like spinning them around on a wire like you're a crazy, like wire swordsman, right? It's really cool, and it basically gives Monster Hunter a jump button.
That's wild.
Because you could just press a button and get launched in the air, and every weapon has it, which is like so cool.
I like how it's like you can just like almost go anywhere with that, the mobility.
Yes, so the world is like, it's an open world, but not as big as in World. But the fact that you can just go anywhere means it's actually an open world, because Monster Hunter World had a level that was like, if it wasn't on the map, you couldn't get there. Like, it was paths, it was hallways, where this is like, no, just climb up, just jump, you can do it, right? So that's awesome. The new monsters look cool. I like Magnamalo. I know a lot of people are kind of underwhelmed by his design, but I think he's a cool sort of counterpart to Zinogre, so I'm very happy with that. I will gladly get his amiibo.
What about the toad?
The bird.
The toad thing.
What's that?
The toad duck.
Oh, the platypus?
Yeah, the platypus thing.
So he's very similar to some other monsters that have been in previous games. There's other ones that like inflate after you do certain stuff. So like that's not new, but the fact he's a platypus is a lot of fun.
What about the bird?
The bird is cool because it's like a heron, so it's kind of like a dainty bird as opposed to the stupid birds like the Kurapeka. Yeah. And then finally there is the bird wyvern, which is like the raptor, like the velociraptor type. The fact that it always hunts in like packs of 3 is super rad, because it's like you're battling like a 3-in-1 monster. Like, that's really cool.
I'm kind of underwhelmed with like the art direction, but like when it was announced, like the trailer, I was kind of underwhelmed with like the way it looked, I guess. But in motion, like actual gameplay, it looks amazing.
I agree. Yeah, still shots, it doesn't look great, but in motion it looks amazing. And it's only going to be running at 30, but boy, I'd sure love for there to be a pro Switch that can up that frame rate.
So I wanted to talk about that too. it feels like there's a lot of announcements around there that's happening. That's like around something.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like the
Mario
Mario 3D collection going away. This
is literally what happened with Monster Hunter 4 was they announced it, and then they announced the new 3DS, and then they announced, there'll be a combo pack.
Which it's kind of obvious this is going to be the same thing.
Yeah, I feel like it.
Because it is like mid-Switch life cycle now. Like things...
Yep. And I mean, we have confirmed from like a bunch of investors and a bunch of companies that like Nintendo says, hey, make 4K games for the Switch. And they're like, oh okay. So,
That's exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they can improve with the Switch. I hope they make like a bigger... I hope they get rid of the bezels on it. That's like my biggest problem with it. I think the screen can be a bit bigger.
Okay.
But yeah.
They also announced
that's coming.
Monster Hunter Stories 2.
We didn't talk about the amiibo yet.
Oh, I mean, it's just Magnamalo, a Feline, and a Palamute.
Are you getting all three?
Of course.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because, I mean, I already have all the other Monster Hunter amiibo.
And I'm glad like they're actually making Monster Hunter amiibo. That's not exclusive to Japan.
Yeah, that's true. I'm honestly though, I think when Monster Hunter World or Monster Hunter Stories 2 comes out, I think they might re-release them in America.
Yeah, that could be possible.
I think it was just a bad time because like amiibo weren't super popular and the 3DS was super not popular. So I think that's why they didn't do as much with them. But so Monster Hunter Stories 2. Fun, because Monster Hunter Stories is fun. It's an RPG Monster Hunter game. It looks like it's taking place in the world of Monster Hunter World, which is kind of neat. It's still create a character like the first game, even though the first game had like a default character that you're like, this is like perfect. Why would I not use this character? But that's really cool because there's a lot of customization options. And in general, there's a lot of... Like, the gameplay is pretty solid. It is kind of super rock, paper, scissors, but at the same time, there's enough depth to super rock, paper, scissors that it's fun.
Mm.
It's like Fossil Fighters, except you're actually using cool monsters.
I played the demo of the first one and really liked it, but never got around to actually getting it. So...
Yeah, I got it and played a bit more, and there is some really cool stuff that goes on later, but at the same time, it's like not enough to make me want to play a lot of my 3DS, because I mean I was done my 3DS when I was playing that.
Do you think they'll...
There is though the if you just like, for people who are like, oh, but what if I want to catch up with the story of Monster Hunter Stories for the sequel, there is an anime of it that covers the story. It's actually animated by David Productions, and it is all available, all dubbed and everything on Funimation, so you can watch that. It's pretty weird seeing a just full dubbed Monster Hunter anime.
Cool. So yeah, all this Monster Hunter stuff was part of a direct partner showcase, but I'm not really covering all of it since like these were like obviously the biggest stories.
Yeah, and I put one more here just because I'm really excited for it. Disgaea 6! This time in 3D, which is like really cool because all those games have been 2D, and now we get like 3D that looks like kind of low poly, but still similar shading. So I'm very excited for that. I'm a large fan of the Disgaea games. I like how for the demos and like for showing it off, they're like, yeah, we're gonna show off this demo with the characters at level 999 because that's like because it's now going up to like, I think level 9 million or something for characters.
That's insane.
They just like it is a game with no upper limit. You can make you can do attacks with such high numbers, they just go off the screen. It's great. It's ridiculous. I love it.
Then next Nintendo announced the new Horizons new Halloween update. So there's going to be new Halloween furniture. You can buy candy from Nook's Cranny. You can grow pumpkins for new DIY recipes. Buy
farming, huh?
Yeah, that was like, oh yeah, that's obviously farming. Halloween themed clothing, costumes where you can get the April Sisters. And then there's also the skin tones and eye colors. Do you think those are going to stay, or do you think those are going to be like a limited time thing?
No, I think they're going to stay. I think it's literally going to be, as long as you go in and like talk to one of the girls, they'll like be like, oh, hey, if you pay 1,000 bells, we can add it permanently for you.
Yeah. Then there's going to be Halloween night, obviously. Jack the Caesar appears. I can hear you in the mic.
Hear me what?
I can hear it myself on your side. Just saying.
Oh, let me turn you down then.
Cool. Just want to make sure that's not like I don't know if that's picking up on the podcast or not.
Well, we'll see.
But yeah, that's happening on the 31st from 5 to midnight. Be able to give out candy and see your villagers' costumes. I wonder what Scoot's going to be dressed as.
Mummy.
What?
Mummy.
Oh, mummy. Okay. At least.
Why? What did you think I said?
The Discord has ruined me.
I know. That's why I said it.
And then Nook Link is going to be updated. You can be able to do reactions from the app.
Wow. No one's going to use that.
And then the next update is in late November with Franklin and Jingle.
All right. Sounds good.
So I'm looking forward to that. It seems like this is going to be like the next big update since the summer one.
Yeah, I'd say so. This felt like a small one, so that next one seems like it's going to be a bigger one.
So I feel like the next big one's going to be hopefully Brewster. I feel Brewster's like a more Christmassy edition. Go in to get a warm cup of coffee in the cold, you know.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Cool.
For sure. So next up, hey, there was a new 7-Eleven ad in Japan that showcases Fighter Pass 2 for Smash. However, it says it's only going to be up to like, I think October 4th or something. Mm-hmm. And last time that happened was when we got the announcement of more characters. So,
I think it's probably going to be announced in like a day or two now at this point.
I literally have tweet alerts on for Nintendo, and I'm just, every time they tweet, I'm like, this is it. Nope. This is it.
Well, nope. For me, it's like every time I wake up, it's like I check my phone and see like if I get a bunch of notifications or something. Because it's
see, I wake up too early for that because I just see it happen.
And then, the Pokemon thing is happening tomorrow, so I feel like it's going to be not tomorrow, but maybe the day after, or even Friday.
Yep, yeah, I could see them do that. They do that sometimes where they're like, who knows, maybe we'll see at the end of the Pokemon Direct, they'll be like, and tune in tomorrow for a new Smash thing also, and it'll be a Pokemon, and people will be very, very angry.
I'd be okay with a Pokemon. I'm ready.
I feel like a Pokemon is inevitable for Fighter Pass 2, just because there's a lot of really good ones, and two, I mean, they want to advertise that the DLC's all out. So maybe one of the newer ones from the DLC, or maybe, something linking it in. Crown Tundra stage, I don't know.
Just get like a wild area stage, I think. That'd be...
Well, the DLCs are both wild areas.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe it'd be like a traveling stage around the entire region. That'd be a good like final Pokemon stage for a Smash game.
I could see that. I kind of want another one in a town again. I feel like we haven't had one of those. Like we have Saffron City, and that's
one of the stops will be in a town.
I don't want another traveling stage. I kind of want like another solid like stage.
We've been getting that all DLC though.
No, we just had Byleth.
Well, Min.
Yeah, Min-Min's is stationary, but I mean, like, I don't know. We'll
Banjo.
See. We're talking about something that literally we don't know anything about yet, so.
Well, I'm ready for the Doom music. I don't know about you.
Well, I'm excited for the Toho music.
Shut up. So Nier Replicant Remake got shown off.
Yes, and that's what we're calling it, because its actual title is, I'm never going to memorize it.
Isn't it like a bunch of numbers?
It's like Nier Replicant version 4.392C, and it goes on for like 30 numbers.
I didn't really watch the gameplay of it. I'm kind of like waiting to like play it myself.
So I did watch the gameplay of it, and holy crap, that's some improved gameplay.
Like it looks fun now?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Where to go? Oh, I thought I put some stuff here about like the details, but it didn't.
There's a collector's edition. We've also been told to kind of treat this as like Final Fantasy VII, sort of like it's less of a remake and more of a new entry, kind of. That's what we've been told. Yeah, just stuff like that. It looks good.
I know the whole thing about the game though, because you told me long ago, but it's stuck since it's so like insane.
Oh yeah.
But I hope it doesn't ruin the game.
And there's probably going to be new layers added to it because it looks like they're doing some more stuff. So like, and it's a different story because the one that we got in the West was near Gestalt, which is the one with Old Man Nier. But this one is Replicant, which is the one with Young Nier, which has different. It has some changes to it. So that while it's the same overall story, there are still changes because of the fact that you're a young boy instead of an old man.
Okay, well, we'll see. So just a quick PSA. Metal Gear Solid, and Metal Gear Solid 2 are on GOG, which makes it that these games are on PC now, which is exciting. Don't have to go plug in your PS3 anymore for at least those games. So go out and get those.
No, don't. They're bad. Yeah. They're bad ports.
Right.
Because they're literally the original ports that came out when Metal Gear Solid came out on PS1. They also simultaneously released it on the PC. It is that exact port.
Well, there's like mods for it like right away though, so.
There are mods for it to make it better, but at the end of the day, the best version is still the HD collection.
Well,
so
Konami should port them to new consoles.
Literally, I don't even think Konami knew that they made these. Like, I think that GOG said, hey, can we re-release your PC versions of the Metal Gear games? And Konami went, the what? I don't care. Sure.
They're not that, like, stupid.
Sometimes they are.
Yeah, I guess. So the Nintendo 3DS production has officially ended.
Thank God.
What are your top 5 3DS games? Not like tiered, but just like 5 in your mind.
I mean, the big one, Kid Icarus Uprising. Yeah. That one is amazing. Monster Hunter Generations. I mean, that thankfully got a port to the Switch after, but like, man, there's a lot of content there that I put in. Probably, I mean, like Smash, of course, love that. Let me see. I'm just trying to think here. Cause like I enjoyed my 3DS, but I can't think right now because I'm so anti 3DS right now that I
don't know why you hate the 3DS so much all of a sudden.
I think it's just the fact that by the end of its... Like, I felt like it... I felt like it was... We needed to move on to something that was better to hold. I didn't like the feeling of holding a 3DS for super long. Like, I actively didn't enjoy playing any sort of action games on it. I felt like RPGs were kind of nice, but any game that required too much action, I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want to play a game that, like, you know, I can chill with. Oh, Kirby Planet Robobot. That one is an amazing game on that system. That's still the best ending to almost any video game ever. Holy crap. So good.
Trying to...
let's see. I'm taking a look.
Oh, we didn't mention... I'll wait for it after we're done talking about the 3DS.
I don't know. There's probably Fire Emblem Awakening is another great one. Like that one is really good and better than Fates. So that's a good one. There's my 5.
So mine are Kid Icarus, Smash, Persona Q2 because I really loved that game. It's a late one. Oh
yeah, for sure.
Animal Crossing, number 4, and I made a list before. I'm trying to like find it. What was number 5? I'm gonna go get my games.
Okay. Meanwhile, I am reminded of another one. Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney. That one is really good, and a lot of people hate the ending, but they're wrong because I love that game, and it was a cool mashup. He's still looking at his games.
Metroid, Samus Returns.
Oh yeah, that's another good one.
And
Metroid. Metroid is one that was a lot of fun, and I would like to play on a different system.
And then I really want to replay Link Between Worlds because I haven't played that.
That's one of my favorite Zelda games. So yeah, I would definitely say that's another really good one.
But yeah, those are my 5.
Nice.
So breaking news.
Oh.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
New JoJo Portal website has been opened.
Oh. Okay, when you said breaking, I thought you meant literally breaking as in happening right now, but that happened a bit earlier, yeah.
Well, it was right before the podcast started, so.
Yeah, I saw that there.
And it teases a JoJo event happening in April 2021.
Now that said, don't get too excited. Japan always will be like a new JoJo event, and it'll be a freaking cafe, or it'll be an escape room.
I don't think it's that though, because it's like the artwork has like all the 5 JoJos, and the next one.
Because you can go and order drinks based off of all 5 of the JoJos at the JoJo Cafe, open in Shibuya for a week only.
But here, if you go into the website and look at the actual event listing, it says JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the Animation Special Event. Joe Star's Inherited Soul.
Okay, we'll see what that is.
Who else could that be besides Jolene?
Now, there is something else to say, though, in that there was an animator for David Productions who recently tweeted out saying, "Man, I'm working on 4 things at once right now. It's a lot. There's a lot of work doing these 4 shows at once." And people were like, I wonder if one of those is JoJo. And then she straight up said, "The hardest one to work on is JoJo because we're really putting a lot of work into this."
It's part 6.
So
you need to put hard work in part 6. That part is whack.
People are either saying part 6, or there's some people who still think it's a Purple Haze feedback.
Which I'd be fine
adaptation.
with both.
Yeah, either way I'm happy. But there's something JoJo coming, yeah.
That's like super exciting because this is like the first time I'm like a huge JoJo fan and like a new big thing is happening, you know?
Fair enough.
So, and then you can take this one because you know more about this than I do.
Yeah, so Sega is developing a Yakuza movie. However, also this is wrong. The Yakuza 7 PS5 upgrade, I'm going to get rid of that because we talked about that. It's now it's physical too. But yeah, Sega is developing a Yakuza movie in the West. Because there already was a Japanese Yakuza movie, actually, based off of Yakuza 1.
Starring Tom Holland.
It's really bad. The first Yakuza movie...
Have you seen that Photoshop of Tom Holland?
Yes. But the Yakuza movie is really bad. Like, all Yakuza fans are like, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Oof.
So, it's like Dragon Ball Evolution tier. So, hey, we only have up to go from here. So, hey, let's hope for the best. All right. Well, that be that for the news.
Da news.
So, when we come back, we do have our foreign exchange. We do have some questions, and that will be that for this part. So, we are going to take a quick break, Reno, and when we come back, we will be checking out that foreign exchange and doing all that. So, yeah. We will see you guys in a moment. Ciao.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. We're back from the break. I have water, and Adrian showed me an Among Us JoJo opening because, of course, he did.
Of course, I did. What would Jesse's stand be?
Beastie Boys.
That's actually really fitting.
Right? It's the first one to come to mind.
There you go. So I guess that means you're going to start first.
And do you know what Walter White's would be?
What?
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Yeah. Or it could be the song that they wrap up the series with.
Well, we'll get to see that later. Do you know what Hank's would be?
What? Okay, by the way, we're doing a redo, not a redo, but like a continuation.
A redux.
Continuation.
Yes.
Of our previous exchanges being Katawa Shoujo and Breaking Bad.
Yes.
So, continue.
Do you know what Hank's would be?
What?
Nothing, because Hank's a little bitch.
Oof.
I hate Hank.
Okay, so last time, where did you end off? So where did you start this time?
I pretty much started again at, like, I got into season 2, so I think last time I stopped, like... I think I stopped last time on... Yeah, episode 5, Breakage was where I stopped.
Okay.
So that was the one where Hank...
I thought you got up to Better Call Saul last time.
Did I? You're right, I did. Right, because I did get to hear the great song Negro e Azul, which was super fun. And then I did get to Better Call Saul.
Because we didn't talk about 4 Days Out, which is like an awesome episode.
Is that the one where they are in the desert?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one was really good because it was... that's a bottle episode, right?
Yeah, they went out to make some meth. And it's
just them out in the desert doing all that stuff.
Just vibing.
Yeah, just vibing. And things go bad, but things go good. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Okay, so then we have... So that was 4 Days Out. I'm just looking here through some of the... Yeah, because then it had the trickle charging with the RV battery. That was good. That was a good one. So then we have Over, which is...
I think... didn't we... No, we didn't. Okay.
No, we didn't do that one. So then after this one, we get to see... Oh,
yeah, there's like Jesse's episode where he like floats in the air.
Okay, so this is the one where Walter pours Walt Jr. some tequila, and Walt's like, drink it! You're gonna drink this! And then Walter Jr. is like vomiting in the pool, which is wild because, like, I don't know if you've ever had tequila as a kid. It's not that bad. Like, this must have been some real bad stuff, so I don't know what's going on with that, but that's interesting. And then it's Walt, he goes up to, the young man trying to make drugs, and he's like, you need to do this sort of stuff. And the guy's like, shut up, old man. And then Walter's like, you stay out of my territory, I swear to God.
Yeah, because that's the episode we watched together when we went to BC.
Was it?
Yeah.
Right. You're right.
So this is like...
Okay.
So the stuff with like... the main like ending part of like the whole season was like the stuff with Jane, her dad, Jesse.
Yes. So I was going to say, let's talk about Jane. Yeah. Because she's a character that definitely went from one that I was like, I really like this character, to, oh God, never mind, she's stupid. Because she started off as like this really good character, and then by the end, she's just like, screw it, let's do meth. And then, spoilers, she just dies by vomit. But like, she just vomits in bed, chokes herself out, and dies.
As Walter watches, by the way.
As Walter watches. Which, by the way, is like, it happens all the time. Like, that's a super real thing. Like, if you vomit in bed and you are face up, you're dead, because it will go right back down your throat and clog it.
So
yeah. I was kind of happy she got killed off.
This moment when Walt like lets her die is the moment, like a lot of people say. It's a sort of meme in the Breaking Bad sphere where like, oh, this is where he becomes Heisenberg officially, and all that kind of stuff. Like these events that happen, and people like to pin this one the most, and where he's like, yeah, this is where he's like really turning into like an inhumane monster. Like I
can see that. Yep.
Like it's the first major thing he did that's like irredeemable. And then he...
You know what? Well, you say it's irredeemable. At the same time, she did totally do the drug, and it's like she could have just not...
That's not the reason he let her die. He let her die because it was affecting Jesse and his ability to cook, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So he did it selfishly.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
And this also inadvertently caused the death of a bunch of people on that plane.
That's okay. You're right, but at the same time, that's a bit of a butterfly effect.
Yeah,
like he wouldn't know about that. That's like me saying, well, I kicked a rock and then that rock rolled down a hill, and then that, the car that rolled over it would then go on to, flip over, and then it, blew up a city. Like, is that my fault?
I guess not.
Right? Because that's a butterfly effect, I'd say.
Well,
go
ahead.
I was just, no, you go ask.
What was your reaction to the whole, like, plane disaster and how it was built up throughout the season?
It was almost hilarious because of just how, like, it was almost funny in how kind of crazy it kind of all comes together. Because you're kind of like, oh, well, yeah. Because I didn't know it was going to end in a plane crash until it happened. Like all the foreshadowing with the bear in the water and, all the little flash forwards to the end of the season that they had. I had no idea it was leading up to a plane crash. I thought it was something else. I thought it was like people invading the home to look for evidence or something, or the home blowing up in a, drug explosion. I did not think it would be a plane crash.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of Walter Jr.'s website that he made?
Hilarious and awesome, and I actually really like the idea of, well, how can we get this money to kind of be made legitimately to be put into the bank? Oh, we just give little bits of it to people all around the world and have them donate it to like the Sun's shitty website.
Yeah, which is really smart.
It's smart. I like that. That's a really good one.
And then Jesse goes to rehab.
He does. Although, is that rehab or was that just... I thought that was a spa.
Oh, it might have been. Maybe like a part of the rehab. Yeah, no,
I think it was just a spa for now because it's there's other people there. Like Walter's there also chilling out in the spa, right? So I think that's just trying to get him kind of back to normal.
So why don't you like Hank? I think he mentioned it before, but like stuff as off as he happened.
He's just a racist, hypocritical white guy.
He really is.
Like, he just is. He is the epitome of America. Like, he, to me, is everything that when I think about the average American, and I mean that in the negative context, is what I think. A guy who believes that people of color are ruining the nation. The guy who thinks that, people shouldn't do crime, except when he does crime, it's excusable. Right? Because he's like, well, it's different for me. Well, my wife steals stuff, but it's different because we're not bad people, right? It's that hypocrisy that just drives me insane.
So you watched some of season 3, right?
I only watched the first episode.
Oh, okay.
But let's stick with season 2 because there's still some stuff to talk about. Because Skylar has the baby, but Skylar also starts like cheating with her boss.
Oh yeah, that's a whole thing.
That's a whole thing. I know people don't like Skylar, and I 100% see why, because she is she's she's rough in her, how can I put this? She's very flippant. She'll go between, oh, I love you, my darling Walter, and then immediately be like, you're always lying to me, and it's this family, or it's your hobbies, and it's just like, and then when it's the thing of like, I talked to so-and-so, and the money, that you never took the money, so where did it come from? So then she's now like, I don't even know. Like, he couldn't just say like, oh, I worked another job on the side. Boom, done. But no, it's like, she's like, I can't trust you anymore because I'm a woman and I have to distrust people. So.
What about Gus?
Gus. I didn't get much about Gus so far.
Yeah, he obviously becomes a bigger part.
I only got introduced to him.
Yeah.
But not much else with
What are your first impressions?
Scummy businessman. That's about it, right? That's all I got right now.
Would you say scummy? I feel he's pretty professional.
Well, it's when I say scummy, I mean like secretly scummy. Like he puts up a professional front, but you know that this guy has some stuff in the back rooms.
Oh yeah.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
Like secretly scummy. Oh, by the way, SaveWalterWhite.com is a real website you can go to.
It is.
And I just clicked on it because it's on the Wikipedia page. And click here to donate. Takes you to AMC.com. That's hilarious. Okay, so yeah, then I'm just going through the episodes here. Yeah, then Jane and her father. I will say at first I thought Jane's father was a little one note, but then with the bar scene, I sort of started to get him a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's yeah, more understandable for sure. His whole thing though, when Jane died and he was there silent, like absolutely silent and not even emoting, it was like, woof, like I'm sure his emotions, he couldn't figure it out. That's what it felt like,
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't figure out his emotions.
And he figured them out at the worst possible time.
Yep, at the worst time. And then the season ends with the cleaner, Mike.
Does it?
It does. Remember? Saul sends Mike to remove all the evidence from the apartment.
That doesn't happen at the very end.
Well, that happens at the end of the season in the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. It happens at the end of the season, right? And so that Mike's great. I really like Mike.
He's one of the best characters in the universe.
Because I met him when you told me to watch Better Watch Saul. Or sorry,
Better Watch Saul.
Sorry, that's a different thing. I told you told me to. I saw him there but he was just the ticket guy, right?
Yeah,
he was the parking stall guy. So I didn't get anything from him there. But now that I see,
is this his first appearance?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's his first major appearance actually doing his job, right? Like going full in with that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really good. Oh god, then there's the scene of Jesse in the crack house.
Oh yeah, that one.
That's tough. That scene made me uncomfortable. But it's interesting because there's obviously the parallels of the way Walter kind of cradles Jesse to the way that he cradles, of course, his newborn baby, right?
Yeah. Like
there's parallels there. That's like, wow. That's
and it's just like how like Jesse blames himself for Jane's death, but like Walt knows the truth and was like actively keeping it away from him to make Jesse his again, It's like just how screwed up he is, You could already tell, like, those evil bits of him are starting to surface.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And then let's see here. So yeah, because he goes in for the surgery, Walt, and then while he's there, he's like drugged up and says, "Which phone are you talking about, honey?" And,
oh yeah.
Spaghetti-O. That's ruining everything. So then she leaves him. Which is, that's pretty bad. And then it ends with the explosion.
So do you see the? It's pretty obvious, like this symbolism, but like how he's wearing the pink shirt and the pink teddy bear falls, and like the black on the teddy bear is like symbolizing his like inhumanity starting to spread. But there's a whole lot more symbolism with that pink teddy bear.
I'm sure. I'll be definitely doing more. You. Yep. Okay.
So I was hoping you'd watch the third season because it's like a lot happens in that one.
I know, and it's just I've just been a lot happening. It's tough, honestly.
I understand.
Balancing work and games and life, and it's just like I'm trying because I'm enjoying it. I really am, but it's definitely something that I need to enjoy, on my own pace, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched. I don't even remember if I actually finished episode 1 because I think I was like watching it and then I got called away. So I think it might have been near the end. I'm looking at the page. I think I got 2/4 through, or rather two-thirds through.
Okay.
Because I did get to see Jesse in the rehab, coming to terms with Jane biting the big one.
Mm-hmm.
Because then they get the text, right? And I'm like, uh-oh, Spaghetti-O, this is a problem, right? Because the pollo's there, right?
I'm just going
Los pollos hermanos, which literally means the chicken men in Spanish.
Well, there's the cousins.
Yes, yeah. We get to see them there a bit.
They're pretty menacing. And then the whole scene in the school with Walt.
Oh, yeah. It's interesting because it's having them talk about like the trauma of the plane crash, and I'm kind of happy that no, but I'm happy. I'm not happy about it happening, but I'm happy that this thing is affecting the world, if it will. Like, this wasn't just a thing for symbolism. This was a thing that is now a plot point. Right?
Yeah.
This is something that has changed the world for them. And I like that because it could have simply happened and then been a one episode, they acknowledge it and that's it. But I feel like it's going to be like dealing with the fallout from that for a while.
Yes. I don't want to say too much because there's a lot of...
Yep.
I'll wait to keep watching.
Yeah, and I definitely will. I will keep watching that because like I said, I am enjoying it. And it is just a case of I just need more time.
All right. Okay.
So, what about you?
I'm playing some Katawa Shoujo.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing it like right up before we started recording. So, and I didn't know there were cutscenes.
So you got the first cutscene?
Yeah.
So that means you got to the end of the first act.
There we go. That's perfect.
Yep, that's where I kind of wanted you to get to.
Cool. So, as we always do, you ask me the questions and I give you the answers because that's how I do it best.
So, let's bring up the character list because let's talk about all the characters that now you've actually met. And I'll share my screen with you so you can just see them there. So you can just look along with me.
There it is.
So, characters. So now you've met them. What do you think about Emmy?
very high energy, very I'm trying to find another word for high energy, like a better word, but she's very.
There's a Japanese word for it, which is like the go-to one. The term is genki. When you're,
okay.
it means kind of like hyper or excited, or it's kind of the bouncy sort of happy one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's the sports star. She's on the running team with her prosthetic legs.
Inadvertently causes Hisao to have a heart palpitation.
Mm-hmm.
And gets sent
That's
to
not good.
the nurse. And the nurse was mad.
Emmy, they're not the best with realizing that some people can't run.
But she's like, she seems to be caring a lot about Hisao now. Or me, inadvertently. By saying like, oh, you can't have this grill, or this, not grilled, but what's the word? Just can't have, she's not letting me have any bad food.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Like fried food.
Fried, yeah, that's what I meant. And like, she's like, oh, you better not go, when you leave, you better not go get some of that food, which he does still, but he feels guilty about it. So, seeing how that goes. I thought, when that cutscene was happening, I thought, did I get the Emmy ending by accident? Because I thought like...
So was Emmy in the cutscene?
Yeah.
So then that means you're on the Emmy route for the game.
Oh, okay.
That means you are officially, if you were to continue, you would be on the Emmy route.
Okay.
So the character that's shown in the cutscene is the one that you're like confirmed into the route of.
Interesting, okay.
So there's one for each of them, and depending on which one you get, that means your girl is Emmy then.
Okay. I wanted to go
down.
Was that
who you wanted?
No.
Well, looks like you might need a flowchart, sir.
All
right. The next girl then. You learned a little bit more about Hanako.
Yeah. She's incredibly shy, incredibly socially awkward. Those interactions in the library and everything, and how she's so attached to what's her name? The blind girl.
Lily.
Yeah, how they're like inseparable almost, and she like can't function without her around type thing.
Yeah, I could see that.
But not a lot about her yet.
Yeah, a lot of hers comes from her route for sure, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because she does keep to herself and you have to kind of get her to open up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's the one with the horrible facial burns. They're oh, and by the way, it's all on her side of the body. Like, it is the entire body. It's not just her face.
Yeah, because it's on her hand too there.
It is everywhere.
Yeah.
It's, like that's it's a pretty strong image. And then there's Lily. We talked about her, but let's, what about Lily?
Yeah, she's pretty cool. I like her demeanor and how she's very on top of things, but you can also like, Shizune, like, put some holes into her sometimes.
Yeah, and it's fun because literally, like, Lily and Shizune, neither exists to the other person.
Which is just weird.
To the blind person, a deaf person doesn't exist. And to a deaf person, a blind person doesn't exist. Because it's like, if you can't speak, if you can't,
I feel there's more behind that, though, that rivalry.
Maybe, for sure. You might see that in her route there. And she forces you to drink tea. So that's why she is good.
Yeah, she's cool.
Okay. My girl, Rin.
This is the one I wanted to go down the route with.
Okay, I'm going to let you know now, Rin's route, hyper depressing.
Oh.
She was the one I went through first. And she was the only one I've ever gone through. Because it was hyper depressing.
Hyper depressing.
Her route is, like, she's an artist. She paints with her feet. Jokes are there, of course. But however, her route is like, it's about her. Well, I'm just going to,
don't spoil.
I'm not going to spoil, but it's about an art project. And it's like, you know how artists are? It's like that.
What do you mean? No, I don't know what you mean.
How artists are, how artists can just be where if someone's like,
Or like artist block.
Okay, you know how artists every single day tweet, "Boy, I sure would love to do some art."
Oh yeah.
And you know how it's like then you're like, "Why don't you just do art?" And they're like,
no.
you know, it's that.
Okay.
But
yeah.
Rin she's a weirder character for sure.
That's what I like about her. She's very unique and
yes, she's very unique
and just doesn't give a shit.
Mm-hmm. No, and that's why I definitely went for her first. And her route is something else. It goes many crazy places.
Interesting. But I do like Emmy too. So like I'm not like sad I went down her route because she seems interesting. So
for sure. I mean, all the girls are really they're all really good. But and you met Shizune. Anything else to say about her?
Not really, just her. There's that whole rivalry thing like between her and Lily there in that classroom. Mm-hmm. That like the dedicated like face-off thing.
Didn't you play Risk with her?
Yeah, but there was like when Lily, you had to choose whose side to be on, like Lily or Shizune's.
Yeah. Yep.
I chose Lily.
Oh well, there you go. And then a little bit more Misha. She's still Misha.
Kenji. Oh, we didn't talk about Kenji yet.
We need to talk about Kenji because now you can read the actual thing here.
What a crazy
borderline hikikomori. Kenji likes to spend a lot of his time in his room planning for whatever the radical feminist movement's next move may be.
He's actually insane.
I know, right?
Like I think his disability is like his sight, right? He just doesn't. He has like a lesser case of blindness than Lily.
I think he's has very, very poor sight, but I also think he might have something else going on
like he just walks into the bathroom naked.
Yeah, there's that, but then there's also just like him being like, dude, the females here, they're rising up.
It's a shitbook. This is like the most 4chan character in this game.
Oh yeah, and it's funny because like this came out again in like 2000 like 13 pretty much, and it hits so much differently now.
Yeah.
It hits so much differently, but Kenji is
whenever it's like, oh, we gotta go see what Kenji's up to. I'm like, oh god, here we go.
So I'm gonna let you know, if you don't pick a girl, you actually end up on the Kenji route.
Oh god.
Now here's the thing. It's not a romance route.
Okay.
It is something else. It is special. Huh. But that is he is certainly a character. Not much to say about the nurse or the teacher, really, right?
Not really. The nurse's theme is kind of intrusive. I don't like it a lot. It's jazzy, but it's like too jazzy, if you know what I mean.
Fair enough. And then what about the librarian?
Well, she's kind of like your typical shy girl who has to be sociable type thing.
I was so mad when she wasn't secretly a route.
She could have been one. It's weird.
She could have. Yeah, definitely. I feel like she should have been. So overall thoughts, do you sort of understand the concept of a visual novel from what you've played?
Oh yeah, for sure. I do like it a lot. I'm putting this into my backlog where One Piece is, so like right beside it, tucked right beside each other, because I do want to get back to One Piece too, but like you're putting on these like gargantuan medias onto me now.
It's true. It is true. They are quite long.
But like, you know, I enjoyed it a lot. I'll probably play more, like here and there.
Yeah, I think it's just something nice to kind of chill out with.
Yeah, because I added to my Steam library since when I got notified you could do that. You could put like non-Steam games onto there, so.
Yeah, you can attach it and it just, available from the launcher to be able to just pick up and use.
Yep. So it's good. Oh,
All right.
You disconnected from the call.
No, I didn't.
Oh, the stream.
I simply turned off the stream this time. Right. I made sure it's all good.
There you go.
Well. So. All right.
Next foreign exchange.
So, I do have something, but would you be willing to come and pick it up?
Well, you should have said that because I was in town today.
Well, but then you would have seen what it is.
Is it a video game?
It's not.
Is it a TV show?
It is not.
Is it a book?
It is not.
What the hell is it then?
It's a movie.
Well, okay, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Is it an anime movie?
It is, of course.
Of course.
And it is by the same person as Your Name.
Oh, okay. That's makes it interesting then.
Yes, it is the next movie from the same person named Weathering with You.
Okay. You have it physically? I thought it just came out in theaters or not just.
Well, no, I went to see it in theaters, and then I went to Walmart to pick up my TV, and they had it on Blu-ray there, so I said I'm grabbing that right now. Yes, so I did see it in theaters. It's not. Don't come in thinking of it like another Your Name. That's what I'm just gonna say.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yes, it's still really good. I still really enjoyed it.
Okay.
And I feel like even more than Your Name, there's a lot to talk about with it. So I'm excited about that.
Actually, I'm going to be in town tomorrow, so.
Perfect. I'm not busy in the morning because I teach in the evening, so come on by and you can pick it up then.
It's going to be in the evening, so.
Well, then I will put it in my mailbox and you can come grab it out.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so my turn.
And you can also drop something off if you need.
It's not a drop-offable thing.
Well, okay.
Well, it can be, but I don't have it physically.
Okay.
So it's on Netflix.
Okay.
And that's where I'm going to leave you. You have to guess from there.
Is it a show?
Yes.
Is it live action?
Yes.
Stop making noise, Netflix. Is it new?
No.
Is it Netflix exclusive?
No. It's not a Netflix show.
It's not a Netflix show, it's just on Netflix.
Yes. It's leaving Netflix soon, so that's why I want you to watch it. And I'm sure you've probably seen an episode of two of it.
Oh, I don't know what this is.
But then. I want you to watch the first 2 seasons of it.
Sorry, the first 2 seasons?
Yes, the first one is only 6 episodes.
Okay.
The second season is 22 episodes. But they're the 20-minute shows.
Okay.
So it's easily digestible, right, for you.
I have no clue what this is.
I don't want to give it away right away. Give me a few more hints.
Okay, well, I'm under TV shows. I'm clicking here.
Don't start just guessing, because that ruins the fun.
I know, right? Frick. I don't...
Beat wanted me to get you to watch this, even though he hasn't watched it himself. Beat really likes this show, out of context.
The Office?
Yes.
Really?
I want you to watch The Office, the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
Have you seen any of the...
I've seen random episodes on TV, you're absolutely right. But definitely not any sequential or anything. Okay, interesting. Sure.
Yeah. Beat recommended me to give this to you. And I thought, yeah.
Okay.
It's a good...
Even though he doesn't watch it himself.
Well, no. He prompted that thought in my head.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
You could enjoy it.
Sounds good.
It's
So the
not
next
gonna be
time
like
it'll be, Weathering with you and The Office.
Of course.
Sure.
All right.
All right, sounds good. Wrapping up our podcast, we do have some questions. So. These come in from Mark, if I'm correct, right?
Yes.
So it says no hard thinking questions this time, since I read this at last minute. So he says, number one, now that we have the PS5, what are games that you guys didn't play yet on the PS4 and are going to transfer over or resume to play on the PS5? Adrian?
Well, there's a lot of games I have on my PS4 that are not played yet.
Such as?
Catherine Full Body, Control. I guess those are the only two physical games, but there's still a lot of PS4 games out there, like Ghost of Tsushima and that kind of stuff out there that I still want to play. So I'm glad there's backwards compatibility there.
For me, getting through the Yakuzas, for sure, because those are ones that I want to play, and definitely playing Kiwami 2. I'm like, man, I want to play this with like the HD sort of stuff. There's otherwise, like, I do want to play a bit more Monster Hunter World before the Rise comes out, so I definitely want to play that on the PS5 there to play it with a bit, stronger frame rate. I want to return to a bit more One Piece World Seeker, because that was fun, but it was just a game that, came out and I was just a bit too busy. Other than that, I'm clearing out my backlog right now, so there's not a ton. Oh, Persona 5 Royal, since I haven't started that yet. That'll be a fun one on the PS5 to, make that look even nicer.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be a good one too.
Cool.
Next question. Have you played any of the games made by Supergiant Games? Bastion, Transistor, Pyre, or Hades?
I want to, but I don't have the time.
So I've played a bit of Bastion, and I didn't love it. I thought that the isometric style was not my favorite, which is ironic because now all these use isometric style pretty much. But just for like the platforming, and I didn't love the aesthetic. Now Transistor I actually played a good bit of because it was a PS Plus game. So I remember playing it for a bit and thinking that game systems were really cool and the style of it was awesome. So definitely enjoyed that. Didn't touch Pyre because it was basketball, which is weird.
I have Pyre on PS4, but I never got around to it.
Yeah, it's basketball. And then Hades, I kind of really want to pick up though.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I'm hearing people say this is the golden standard for roguelikes now. Like, this is the best roguelike ever made. Like, because it is just so perfect for it. People are saying, like, I finally beat it on my 38th run, and it is the best. And it's like, wow, that's really cool, actually. So yeah, I haven't played a ton of them, but yeah, like their stuff has a style that is just incredible. So I always appreciate a good Supergiant game.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Number 3. I mean, we already kind of answered this one, but are you guys going to buy the Switch Pro?
Of course.
Yeah, because the Switch has so many awesome games, and bumping them up to look even better, why not?
And maybe maybe themes will be Switch Pro exclusive.
Maybe. Or maybe they'll just do, like, before the Switch Pro, they just do a big sort of, update. Who knows? Honestly, I'm at a point where I'm just like, there's so much happening with games, and because I work, and because I'm not a child anymore, I'm just like, friggin', I don't have time to complain. I'm just going to enjoy the stuff I enjoy, because there's so much of it that I still have to get through.
That's exactly where I am.
I will enjoy all that good stuff.
And then, are you reading any new manga?
Not particularly right now. I'm just still going through the same ones that I'm reading on the Shonen Jump. So, Chainsaw Man, which is buck wild right now. Mashal, A Gravity Boys. What else is there that I'm reading? Undead Unluck. Obviously the Bokuben We Never Learn. Just like whenever they come out. Oh, I mean the best is still Spy X Family. That is such a good manga. Like, it is so wholesome, but legitimately still like entertaining. Like, it's not just wholesomeness. It is like also really entertaining in a spy, but not really. It's you gotta just read it to understand, but it's very enjoyable. So I'm really enjoying that. Nothing beyond the Shonen Jump right now, just because honestly I don't have tons of time to be reading a lot. But if I do pick up one, then I'll just kind of binge read the whole thing. So, but yeah, been enjoying those. Adrian, have you been reading any comics?
No.
I've only been good.
The thing I've been like physically reading, not even physically. It's like I've been just reading Purple feedback. So
that's true. That's true. I mean, light novels are pretty much just manga for novels. So
pretty much. Well, we'd be talking about the new JoJolion chapter on this episode, but it didn't come out this month. So
nope. Things get delayed. Well,
it wasn't delayed. It was just a hiatus.
One Piece is almost at its 1000th chapter.
Is Luffy going to die?
No, but we got introduced to a new character who I love.
Was it Bigger Mama?
No, but it's a character who literally just appeared, and as soon as they appeared, everyone's like, "You're the best, we love you, please join the crew."
Okay.
You know what? It's not even a spoiler. Just Google One Piece Yamato and just take a look at their design.
I'll catch up one day.
Yeah, it's so far away you'll forget about this character.
Oh, her?
Yeah.
It's like the next Robin.
Absolutely. She's so good.
Huh.
Everyone loves Yamato so much. And Yamato literally just, like, is such a Chad. Yamato is a Chad, by the way. Because Yamato is like, hey, guess what? Screw you, Dad. I'm gonna be a dude. And her dad, who's a big villain, isn't mad about that, but is mad about the fact that, you know, she wants to kill him. Huh. Not because of the fact that she wants to be, her villain dad respects the pronoun choices, but disagrees with her wanting to kill him. It's great. It's good. I love it. But yeah, that's about that.
Are you getting Genshin Impact?
I mean, it's a free game.
Oh, is
so
it?
It's free to play, dude.
Are you gonna play it?
No.
But it's anime.
Yeah, but it's also a gacha game.
But you're playing a gacha game right now.
Yeah, a good one.
What are you rubbing?
I'm rubbing my chair because I'm like getting ready for takeoff.
You're gonna blast out in outer space?
Gonna blast the heck off and go into my bed and sleep, and it will be wonderful. Why? I'm tired, dude. I taught all day.
I taught all day too.
No, you didn't.
I went to the doctor.
That's not teaching.
It's teaching my body to smarten up.
Oh, fine. I am actually, like, I've been having bad sleep recently, so I'm looking at the fact that I'm not teaching tomorrow, and I'm like, I am sleeping in.
I'm going to be playing some Mario.
Well, have fun with that. Some of us need our nappy times.
I do get nappy times at 2 a.m.
Yeah, nope, not me.
Well, I'm rewatching Walking Dead Season 10 in anticipation for the finale next week, so I got to get through 15 48-minute episodes in a week. So
okay, yep, that makes sense. And hey, you know what? Actually, I'll say this.
What?
You know what would be really good to watch while grinding in Fate Grand Order?
What?
The Office.
Oh, there you go.
Right? Like that's a good one for grinding.
Oh,
because it's not like I need to, you know, sit down and open up a notepad and think about the symbolism of The Office.
It is a very like background noise show.
Oh,
but
yes.
It's really funny. So I'm looking forward to seeing if that humor rubs off on you.
So then, you know, I can come in next podcast and be like, you know, Saber is Pam my who's Pam dating? I don't even know.
Another guy before Jim, but
no, it's Jim. Yeah, Saber is the Pam to my Jim.
But what if we do next episode in person? You're just gonna bring a big pot of chili downstairs and then drop it everywhere.
Drop it everywhere, dude. I make a mean chili.
Why have you never made it?
Because it's a lot of work. You put in all those stuff in the pot and you have to let it boil for like days. Also, I make it way too spicy for you.
Oh, of course. I can handle spice. It's just like what I just don't get the point, you know.
If food doesn't remind you that you're alive, is it worth eating?
Why do you need food to remind you you're alive in the first place?
Because nothing else does.
By the way, we were talking about Supergiant Games. There's a sale on Steam. And they're incredibly cheap.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I think I own on Steam a couple of them. Because I know I own... Do I own... Let's see here. I know I own Bastion on Steam. Yeah. Do I have Transistor? Nope. Do I have Pyre? Nope. So I do have Bastion, though. So I have a couple of them because, of course, you know, Steam games will just pop up and I'll be like, sure, grab that.
Wonder if we should get a Bastion in. Because I feel like the Supergiant games are best played on PC.
Sure. It's up to you.
Anyways,
so we will see you all later. Next time, we'll be looking at The Office and Weathering with You, the Makoto Shinkai movie that was really, really good and really enjoyable. So I am looking forward to that. And Mario or Pokemon Direct in the morning. I will.
It's not a direct. It's just like an information dump.
Yeah, it's pretty much. So I will look forward to that. I sure hope we get some news on transferring my Pokemon from Go to the main games, because I have so many shinies that I want in a real Pokemon game, so that'd be cool. And otherwise, maybe Nintendo Direct or Smash Direct or something later. We'll see.
We will.
I mean, new month, new partner Direct for sure, but we'll see. All right, guys. We will see you next time for that then. Have yourselves a good one. Ciao.
Bye-bye.